line. Hey y'all, this one's for the timeline. Erica was tired of the perfect wife show. Charlie had the preaching, but we all kinda know. Secret nights with Benny, keeping it on the low. Mama spilled the tea, said the family man thing was just for show. Then that Utah night, under those bright lights, one rooftop shot into Charlie's big fight. Goodbye, Charlie. Goodbye, Charlie. Ain't no widow tears, she's smiling oh so hearty. Goodbye, Charlie. Goodbye, Charlie. Now she's running TP USA, hugging on JD. Took over the org faster than you could blink. Changed the wheel, moved the cash, didn't miss a thing. Wrapped her arms round Van's fingers through his hair. Whispered, you remind me of Charlie, honey, we all stare. She's crazy, she's wild, she's living her best life, while the internet's screaming Black Widow, that's right. Police said lone gunman, case closed real quick, but the conspiracies are thick and the rumors are slick. She's glowing on stage with the next big thing. Erica's crazy era, let the whole world sing. Goodbye, Charlie. Goodbye, Charlie. She's the new queen now, living wild and free. Goodbye, Charlie. Woo! Goodbye, Charlie. Erica's crazy era, singing loud with me. Yeah, goodbye, Charlie. Goodbye, Charlie.
Right, I can admit when I'm wrong. Donald Trump has done it. The Strait of Hormuz is open. He's been posting about it all day. Normally, I hate when people gloat. But hey, man, I've been saying the whole time that this was a useless war. We never should have been there, that it's a unilateral attack on Iran. But here we are with the Strait of Hormuz open, just like it was before we attacked Iran. And we're only sending them $20 billion versus $1.7 billion that we had agreed to before. But look, man, he did it. Oh, wait, no, he didn't. Iran said that everything he's telling you is a lie. Fuck you, I gotta laugh or I'll cry. I know it's a serious situation, but god damn it, MAGA, are you not embarrassed yet about what you've put in public office? Because this shit's embarrassing. He's getting called out publicly by another world leader for flat out fucking lying.
If the ship's going through it, still need Iran's permission?
It's definitely not open. I don't think any major shipping or oil company would tell you that we've gone back to status quo ante. And that process could take many, many months if indeed we're able to go back to status quo ante. So far, what we haven't yet seen has been Iran attacking U.S. ships or Iran going after oil installations in places like Saudi Arabia or the UAE, or Iran's proxy, the Houthi, getting involved in obstructing Saudi oil transported through the Red Sea. So far, it's only 72 hours in, so it's too soon to say it's been a great success. But we're far away from going back to the days in which the Strait of Hormuz was an international waterway.
Good morning. I'm not MAGA. Please don't scroll. I've got a moral compass and a soul. Today is April 18th, 2026. And the Strait of Hormuz isn't open, even though Donald Trump claims it is. Iran has not agreed to allow the U.S. to take their uranium and bring it here. And of course, like clockwork, in the most corrupt administration in modern history, somebody had insider information and placed a large wager that oil prices would come down. I wonder who. And since this happens every single time, 10 minutes prior to Donald Trump speaking about something, this should all fall under the Espionage Act for leaking of sensitive classified information. Straight up insider trading, straight up national security. People downplay it and say, well, it's just white collar crime, but when we've got our troops over there in harm's way, information that comes from Trump's mouth risk their safety, especially if his stock market family is capitalizing on that ahead of time. So yeah, Espionage Act, treason. And adding to the list of treason, Donald Trump has extended the waiver on the Russian-sanctioned oil so that Russia can continue profiting and fund their war in Ukraine. And Donald Trump continually, with the sleight of hand, says, don't look there, look over here. Let's talk about UFOs again, randomly.
Who won the popular vote in the 2020 presidential election?
The popular vote is not something that's mentioned in the Constitution. And
I'm
so
asking you, it's a basic question. If you took an 8th grader from Kansas and Missouri and Iowa and Illinois and said, who won the popular vote in the 2020 election, and they submitted an explanation of the Electoral College, you couldn't give them a passing grade. So let me just ask you, as an American citizen who I'm sure voted in that election, who won the popular vote in the 2020 election?
As an American citizen and someone who, as Senator Schmidt said, cares about precision, I want to be very clear that, as a lawyer looking at the Constitution, it's the Electoral College that matters. And that process played forth in December of 2020 and January of 2021.
At the end of this exercise, at some point, there is going to be a video, I'm sure, that will be released, which will watch the painful explanation by every nominee from the Trump White House for the federal bench as to why they couldn't answer the basic question every single person in this room knows is true. Donald Trump lost the election in 2020 to Joe Biden. He may have regretted it, he may have denied it, but it's a fact. And the reason why we continue to engage in these political gymnastics is a question about whether or not you can ever say no to Donald Trump when it comes to any future service.
Did Donald Trump just give a sweetheart deal to a European steel company to build his beloved White House ballroom? Let's go back to 2017. Trump is speaking to a room full of union construction workers, and he tells them, we want American steel made in America. And that's not just a slogan, it's a promise. Fast forward then to last October, when Trump said this to a group of wealthy donors.
He said, sir, I'd like to donate the steel for your ballroom. I said, well, that's nice. I said, this is a nice donation, right? He wants the steel, and he wants to make it great steel as opposed to garbage steel, because they dump a lot of garbage around,
That same month, demolition crews tore down the East Wing. But don't worry, look at all these cool mock-ups of what the new ballroom will look like. The steel to build that ballroom came from ArcelorMittal, the second largest steel producer in the world. And it's based in, drumroll please, Luxembourg. That's right. Our Buy America president wants to build his precious White House ballroom with European steel. But the insanity doesn't stop there, because just 2 days after Trump bragged about that donation to his other donors, his administration issued a proclamation that cut tariffs in half on automotive steel exported from, you guessed it, ArcelorMittal. Coincidence? Well, a White House official called the link, quote, tenuous. Trump's promise to American steelworkers was simple. Buy American, hire American. Apparently, that was just a slogan, not a promise.
We should be sending more funding to our schools right here in America, not, in my opinion, buying more missiles that Trump can fire on schools in Iran. We should be building bridges here in America, not destroying them in Iran. And we should be bringing down our energy costs, not blowing money on wars that send gas prices for our constituents through the roof.
Shit like this, a rape academy that teaches men how to rape their wives, with 62 million men logging into this in February alone. Then it jumped to 82 million the following month. Shit like this is why I designed a shirt like this. It says it's time for the matriarchy, because are you fucking kidding me? And the chat like this that was found in that rape academy with 2 sleeping tablets should be enough, plus some drinks. Even 1 is enough if there's more alcohol. Does your wife suspect anything? For now, I'm hiding everything well, but I have to be careful. This right here is why this shirt is raising money for this organization, RAIN, the Rape, Abuse, and Incest National Network. It is the nation's largest network to support victims of rape, abuse, and incest with a 24/7 national hotline, because the messages amongst these men is beyond fucking vile. How are the streams going? Making any money on drugging and raping their wives. Yeah, it went well that night. 3 guys bought, and I streamed my unconscious wife to them. And did they direct you? They told me what to do, and I did it. And this right here, these are packages sent by somebody from that group to the men in that group where they would get sleeping liquid so that they could knock their wives out and do what they did and stream it. So when I say it's time for the matriarchy, I mean it's time for the fucking matriarchy.
What do you say to Americans who are watching you right now who are scared?
I say that you're a terrible reporter. That's what I say. Go ahead. Go ahead, Peter. Go ahead.
In Jim's defense, I've traveled with him and watched him. He's a diligent reporter who busts his butt.
Well, I'm not
like
a big
the rest
fan of
us.
yours either, so
I understand.
To be honest,
So you repeatedly said
you aren't the best.
If you have a hydrogen car, it has one problem: it blows up. You know. So I'm going to give that one to Peter. We'll let Peter test it out.
You said today that you have the biggest electoral margin since Ronald Reagan with 304 or 306 electoral votes. In fact, President Obama got 365 in 2008.
Well, I'm talking about Republican.
President Obama 332 and George H.W. Bush 426 when he won as president. So why should Americans trust you when you're misrepresenting information?
I was just given. We had a very, very big margin.
The question is, why should Americans trust you when you accuse the information they receive of being fake when you're providing information that's not accurate?
I was given that information.
This guy is the most biased reporter, NBC. Peter is such a bias. You should be able to ask a question, same question, in a better way. You are so obviously biased, and that's why the public has no confidence in the media. NBC News has less credibility, in my opinion, with guys like you than CNN.
I'm pro-life.
In
I've been pro-life for a long time.
In 1999, you said you were pro-choice in all respects.
And I said, what did I say? You didn't read it. Read the full statement of what I said. Read the full statement. No, you're not reading the full statement.
You said Democrats would unleash a wave of violent crime that endangers families everywhere. Why are you pitting Americans? Why are you pitting Americans against one another, sir?
Peter, what are you trying to be him?
No, I'm just asking the question.
Let me just tell you.
Why are you
sit down?
But the question.
NBC trying to get off the subject of what you just saw. You are a real, you're a terrible reporter. Number one, you don't have what it takes to be a reporter. You're not smart enough. But for you to go into a subject about a jet that was given to the United States Air Force, you're a disgrace. No more questions from me. Go ahead. Go ahead, talk about that.
Please, may we have a South African question, Mr. President Trump?
He's a terrible
If they're committing genocide, why invite them to the White House? I'll be quiet. Sure, that's my question now.
Let's go.
I think it's a very nasty question, and I think it's a very bad signal that you're putting out to the American people. The American people are looking for answers, and they're looking for hope. And you're doing sensationalism, and the same with NBC and Comcast. I don't call it Comcast. I call it Comcast. Let me just for whom you work. Let me just say something. That's really bad reporting.
Nondescript building in Mesa, Arizona, is an ICE prison. You wouldn't know it from looking at it. It's right next to the Phoenix Mesa Airport. But according to reporting from the Arizona Mirror, there's some real trouble at that facility. It's been dangerously over capacity. This place is officially rated to not hold more than 157 people at any one time. But the Mirror reports that on average, in the last year, there weren't 157 people there, the official capacity. On average, there were 274 people there per day. This is well beyond what it was built for and what it can safely hold. The Arizona Mirror also reports, though, that when 2 members of Congress scheduled an inspection at that prison in February, quote, the population of detainees began to decrease to some of the lowest numbers the facility had seen all year. And then, quote, almost immediately after the inspection, those numbers began to climb again. So that's reporting in the Arizona Mirror that broke on Thursday this past week. They've been all over this story, this low-key facility that you wouldn't even know was there unless you knew it was there. And what they found was that this facility has been really, really dangerously overcrowded. But when a couple of members of Congress said they were coming, they brought the population way, way down. So when the members of Congress were there, it would look all well-run and look all official. And then as soon as the members of Congress left, the population numbers went way, way, way up, and it got way more crowded again. The Arizona Mirror, again, broke that story last Thursday morning. Here's the amazing thing that then happened. I said that was 2 members of Congress who planned that trip in February. Well, hours after the Arizona Mirror broke that news, hey, you members of Congress, they brought down the numbers artificially in order to show you a fake portrait, essentially, of what that facility is like. After you left, the numbers went way back up. As soon as that reporting broke in the Arizona Mirror on Thursday morning, those 2 members of Congress, Greg Stanton and Yasmin Ansari, they went back to that ICE prison in Mesa, that same facility, that same day, and they brought along a 3rd Democratic member of Congress with them as well, Arizona's newest Congresswoman, Adelita Grijalva. This time, it was not an announced visit. This time, they did not tell them that they were coming. This time, knowing what had happened the last time they had advance notice, this time they just showed up and they got inside. And here's what those lawmakers reported. Quote, prisoners packed into cells, quote, like sardines. Facility almost 100 people over capacity. People lying on the floor without blankets. Prisoners scrambling to the doors of the holding cells, seeing that these were some people who seemed official who were there. They were asking for help, trying to tell them about the conditions at the facility. This is the combination tactically of aggressive, investigative local reporting and members of Congress who are willing to act on it and follow up.
Investigation has revealed that Kash Patel, the FBI director, has a significant drinking problem to the point that FBI officers and officials had to request literally a battering ram to try to wake him up because he was so intoxicated. And now officials are saying this could compromise security and the FBI response time. For several officials say that Patel's drinking has been a recurring source of concern across the government. He's known to drink at Ned's Club in Washington, D.C., while in the presence of White House and administration staff, also at the Poodle Room in Las Vegas. On multiple occasions, his security detail had difficulty waking Patel up because he was intoxicated. A request for, quote, breaching equipment, normally used by SWAT for hostage rescue teams to quickly gain entry into buildings, was made because Patel had been unreachable behind locked doors. This is the FBI director at a time where threats to our nation are rising.
Hell yeah. So, come on, man. You can, hey, listen, white people love lying about that shit, but you can lie to yourself. You will never lie to us about what Trump represents. Trump is the most racist president in history, the most fucking corrupt, and are surrounded by sheer fucking incompetence. Pete Hegseth is a motherfucking rapist who drugged the Republican chick and raped her while she was unconscious, right? Straight up. And that's facts. That's straight from the fucking Pentagon. So I know you guys don't understand. That's okay. Because it's forever fuck Trump, baby. Forever fuck that demon. Hey, but that's all right. People who support him, go sign up for Israel, right? Hey, that's it. Go fight Israel war. We not fighting Israel war. My children are not going to another worthless ass war, period. Listen, I'm still supporting my oath. What the fuck you know about it? What do you know about it? What do you know about it? Shit, eat shit, homegirl. Come with that racist ass shit. It's forever fuck Trump. And that's on the First Amendment. If you don't like it, it's too goddamn bad. You can read that shit again. Fuck that racist. Fuck him for renaming the bases after the fucking Confederacy. And fuck you for still supporting them. I said what the fuck I said. Let's get it.
Your government is run by pedophiles. They ordered you to die for Israel. They ordered you to die for Israel. They lied to you. Your government is run by pedophiles. They ordered you to die for Israel. They ordered you to die for Israel. They lied to you. It's time for the Trucker John Livestream. Gonna be a good time, oh yeah. The Trucker John Livestream. Come along for a good time. It's a good time. good time, good time, good time. Trucker John Love Street. It's gonna be a good time. Gonna be the time of your life. Gonna talk some shit. Hush your mouth. Gonna talk a little smack. Gonna talk whatever comes of it. You're gonna always wanna come back. Oh yeah, it's the Trucker John live stream. He's the biggest, baddest, funniest mother you've ever seen. Watch your mouth, he's headed south. Not even sure what that means, but if it's one thing I know, the Trucker John live stream is the best thing you've ever seen.
Good morning, everybody. It's still morning time where I'm at. I still got 19 minutes of morning. So. Good morning, everybody. There we go. So I hear myself. Yeah, it's 11:41 a.m. Pacific time zone here in beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada. We're sitting currently at a temperature of 71 degrees. Our expected high today is to be 80 degrees Fahrenheit. Overnight low of 48 degrees. I better pack my hoodie tonight when I go to work. It's going to be a chilly 48. As long as it's not too windy, then it's then I can handle it. Anyhow, thanks for being here. I appreciate you. I see Woke Mike looks like first in the chat today, followed by Paul Burrows, who says he must be blocked by somebody. I don't know. I didn't block you. But thanks for being here. Let's see. How's the camera looking? Should I back this up a little bit? Might be a little too close on that mug. I always wear t-shirts, and you can never tell really what I'm wearing. I'm wearing my trucker t-shirt today, but you can't really see it unless I do this weird lifting thing. Anyhow, yeah, we got Luck Dragon says Saturday with Trucker John. I think it's almost 4th of July. I don't know what that means, but we've got a few months to go for 4th of July, celebrating our 250th birthday as a country. Hopefully we'll make it to 251. Woke Mike is still at work. Are you doing some tune-ups or overhauls or what? Jolie is here and Aaron is here, both. As far as I know, still here. So you know what that means, right? That means that we are full mod capacity. We're at full mod capacity. Oh, thank you very much. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Full mod capacity. Elizabeth Fernandez is here. Hello, Elizabeth. Elizabeth, good to see you. DPD 5844. Hello, DPD. Hope you're doing well today. Thanks for being here. David Weiss, I think from Denver, is burping. Thank you for being here. And excuse you. Danny Pomeroy, number 10 thumbs ups. We got 30 watching and 26 thumbs up. So we are operating like good Democrats right now. We've got a bit of a surplus there. But if you haven't hit the thumbs up, don't let that stop you. Hit that thumbs up. William is here. Hello, William. Good to see you. Johnny Katz. Johnny Katz is in the house. In the driver's lounge. Kevin Hawthorne from Lakeland, Florida. Hello, Kevin. Good to see you. Thanks for popping on. Thanks for popping on in. Johnny Katz, music flag coming. Probably we'll get one. I'm so tired of all this winning. Winning. Yes. all this winning. Let's see, what did we do? We spent, what, over $100 billion on this stupid war so far? I think well over $100 billion. We've had loss of life, loss of our own soldiers, at least 12 or 13, right? And then how many thousands of Iranians, civilians, starting off with the almost 200 schoolgirls that we, on day one, all to get really nothing. We're not getting anything. If Trump wants to say that he got the Strait of Hormuz open, well, it was already open before you went on this stupid war, you stupid motherfucker. Yeah, it's just ridiculous. God, it's ridiculous. Yeah, the winning. I just can't stand the winning. I can't take all this winning. DPD, I'm with you there. Let's see, Anna Moore. Did I say hi to Anna Moore? Hello, Anna Moore. Good to see you. Saw Anna Moore last night. I did an impromptu, or actually earlier this morning, I did an impromptu little live stream. I saw Anna Moore in there on my way home on the bus. I did a little live stream. So hit that notification button, because you just never know when old Trucker John's going to pop on. You just never know. You never know. DPD says, I couldn't believe that when I heard that these motherfuckers are fucking twisted. I think that might be in reference to the that, I guess it's a website or whatever it is, or I should know. I posted it. I should know what it was. Wherever they're posting that thing about these men getting together, 69 million men, and it was 82 million the next month. About, and I guess I'm going to say grape. I guess that's what we got to say, about graping their wives and dosing them, with sleeping pills and raping them. Oh, dang it! I didn't say grape. I don't know if I'm going to get in trouble now, but anyhow, graping and then filming it. Oh yeah, it's sick, twisted fucking shit, man. And I know Donald Trump didn't invent this shit, and this shit's been going on, way before Trump was president. But having an adjudicated rapist, a known SAer in Donald Trump being the leader of the country, it really emboldens these motherfuckers to make a fucking channel like that. Even, I mean, what they're doing is wrong, but they're just like, they're not really hiding it. It's easy. It's easy to find that shit. Someone found it. It was pretty easy to find that, and expose it. Yeah, Jolie says someone's going to end up killing their wife. Yeah, it's that, and then just, it's just so sick and twisted. Wes Webb says 10 to 14% of married women are raped by their husbands. In the United States, approximately 1/3 of women report having unwanted sex with their partner. Thanks for that stat there. Thanks for Mr. Statman, Wes Webb. Wes Webb's here in the house, in the lounge. Anna Moore says, if we could find a way of shutting this pedo-in-chief up, we would survive. Impeach 47. Yeah, that's a good one. The pedo-in-chief. And like I said, we've had, we've had all these kind of fucking really sick and twisted, disgusting people, for a long time, or forever probably. But Trump being the pedo-in-chief just really emboldens these motherfuckers. Jolie, I have that flag. Oh yeah, the fuck Trump flag, I guess it was. Is that the one that you put on your truck and drive around in the parking lots and stuff? Yeah, I can just see that. Well, in fact, I have seen it because I think you showed a picture of it. DPD says, when will Hakeem Jeffries or Chuck Schumer pay a visit to one of the concentration camps? We all know the answer. Never. They got to call AIPAC and get clearance from AIPAC. And AIPAC, well, no, I don't know if AIPAC really cares about those things of this nature. But you get my drift. They gotta get clearance from somebody. There's some donor they gotta get clearance from, probably. IB YouTube is there. Hey, hello, IB YouTube. Good to see you. Thanks for popping on in. Thanks for popping on in. Johnny Cat says, I wish that was it shit didn't slap so hard. I'm not up on the current lingo. I know slap is one that's been rather new lingo that the kids are saying. Does that mean like you like the music or you like it slaps or something? I don't know. I'm old. I'm trying to keep up. Anamore says, by the way, TJ, the impromptu live stream this morning was interesting. Your daily commute to and from work has to wear you down. I hope you get a car soon. Me too, Anamore. I hope I will. I think I will be. I just got to get my shit together. And it is wearing me down. Again, I mean, I hate to sort of beat a dead horse, but about my age, I think, it's age related. Like if I was 35, I could hop on a bus and I could walk all over and, it'd be a breeze, but I'm 65 and I'm finding that it's a little difficult. This, going and catching buses, just riding the bus, let alone walking to the bus. Even riding the bus is kind of exhausting, When I first got on that bus, it was before I started live streaming. The bus driver took off, like I was still walking to my seat, and those buses, they're horrible. I don't know if it's the driver. I don't know if it's just the way the buses are, but they lurch forward. They're just all over the place. And yeah, well, when I walked into the bus, I did my bus pass thing, and I go to as I'm walking to a seat, she takes off, and then it just lunged me like so fast forward that my arm hit one of there's like a side, a big steel kind of rail thing to grab onto, and my arm hit that so hard, I almost thought I broke my arm for a minute. I mean, it hurt. It hurt my little arm. And I was just like, fuck these buses, man. It's just, I'm grateful that they have them, because if it wasn't for the bus, I wouldn't even be going to work at all. But God, they're uncomfortable. They are uncomfortable, and it is exhausting. Just riding the bus, let alone having to walk to the bus and stand out in the weather, that's exhausting too. Anyhow, so the money says Tuesdays and Thursdays. It's Saturday. Hello, Surrender Monkey. Yes, it is Saturday. Thanks for letting us know. But the show is also on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Time to be determined, because my schedules are all messed up right now. IBU Timmy says, turned in just in time to hear the truth from Patriots with the F Trump flag. Yeah, he was good. I think that guy used to hang out with Jolly Good Ginger, maybe. I think I've seen him around. I think maybe, I don't know. Michelle's here. Hey, Michelle, good to see you. Thanks for coming on in. Thanks for coming on in. Coming on in. Jeff Curry. Hey, Jeff Curry. Jeff Curry from is it north or south of Uranus? And who cares? Yeah, there's Jeff Curry. Full ball capacity. Big hook. The big Canuck is in the driver's lounge. Big Hook says, genius has its limits, but stupidity has no limit. Unfortunately, stupidity is sometimes not a choice, but for others, it is a choice. Exercised by racist, bigot, white supremacy beliefs. Yep. He's like, that's all you got to say is yep. Yep. Now, I didn't really get any memes. I'm looking at the big blank orange space. So is it over here? Yeah, over here. The only thing it's not really a meme, but it's a picture. And it's the only one I really came across when I was getting stuff. But I thought it was pretty funny in a way. This is about the popularity of the sect deaths, apparently, during The Gulf War. What do you have? Was it Casey or who? I can't even see. I gotta zoom it in more. Dang it! I think I zoomed me in more. Damn it! I hate when I do that. Okay, what's this say? Yeah, Cheney, Dick Cheney. Well, he wasn't SecDef, but anyhow, Dick Cheney had a popularity of plus 20, about plus 62. In the Iraq War, Donald Rumsfeld, he was SecDef. He had a popularity, I guess, plus 46. And then for this Iran war, Hegseth minus 30. So you got that going for you, Hegseth. And speaking of Hegseth, apparently Hegseth isn't the only drunk in the administration. We heard reports there of Kash Patel just getting so snockered that they had to use a like a battering ram or something to get into his office. I know I feel safe. I know I feel a lot safer. Oh God. Yeah, we're just hanging on by a thread, aren't we? We're just hanging on, trying to get through this somehow, some way. Through the Hegseths and the Patels, led by the idiot in chief himself, Donald Trump. Idiot, pedo, grapist, grifter. This whole thing has become a big giant market manipulation for Trump and his family and for whomever else he lets in on it. And they are just making probably hundreds of millions of dollars in these well, either with stock market or with these prediction, what do they call them, those prediction things. It's just it's so obvious. It needs to be stopped, and that needs to be investigated, and Trump needs to be called out for this and impeached, ideally impeached, and removed, ideally. But we all know how that would turn out, actually, with the sycophantic Republicans who will literally let Donald Trump do anything he wants. The whole thing about he could shoot someone on Fifth Avenue and get away with it, and they'd still vote for him. Well, that's true. Not only with MAGA, but with the Republicans in Congress. Luck Dragon's lurking on the phone. He-wo. I know he's trying to say hello, but Sort of Monkey's still on the chopstick mic. I say, yes, I am. Yes, I am, Henry the Eighth. Henry the Eighth, I am. I'm still on the chopstick mic. Now I'm kind of getting a little bit of Australian in there. Let's get some Australian mixed with some English. But, the Australians did come from England, so, stands to reason. Big Hook is in there saying hello to everybody. Vicky Gordon. Hello, Vicky Gordon. Good day from Montana. Good old Montana. Montana is one of the most beautiful states for scenery that there is. That's for sure. Swinner Monkey says you can't say being humiliated on the world stage isn't something. I suppose not. I suppose not, Surrender Monkey. I suppose you can't say that. Surrender Monkey's going, God damn it, I don't sound like that. That's not how we talk. Trucker John, you do the worst English accent. Well, thank you. I'll take that. At least I'm the best at something. MJ Daniels said, hey, look at there. Oh, you know what? I think we were at a deficit before. My mind is still, where is my mind? We were actually at a deficit. We were actually acting like skeezy Republicans. I said we were at a surplus. I kind of reversed it. Yeah. But now we are at a surplus. 32 watch and 34 thumbs up. Like good Democrats. My mind. Where is my mind? I got some sleep. I got in here, got some sleep. By the time I went to bed, what was it, like 3:30 or something like that? 3:45. And then and I did wake up. I woke up about 10 after 9. That should have given me plenty of time to do the intro and all that, but I was just sort of still kind of a little groggy and slow. So I didn't even start doing the intro, I think, until almost 10. So that's why everything was late, and I'm late, and everything's late. I'm groggy. I'm YouTubing says that Trump's strategy, just say we have won, just say we have the best economy, just blame Biden. Yeah. MJ Daniels here says, are we all richer than you can believe yet? Oh yeah. Jolie says, yeah, the fuck Trump and the fuck you for voting for him flag. Yes, on my truck. You're a brave woman, Jolie. You're in Indiana, right? Doing this shit. You're a brave woman. Just be careful. Keep your head on a swivel out there, man. Johnny Katz says, or wait until wife finds out. She would be within her rights, in my opinion, to yeah, to go all what was that lady's name that did the thing to the guy, and threw it out the window. You know that one? Big Hook saying hi to everybody. Jeff Curry, Dump Truck, and Duck You for voting. Duck Trump. Did I say Duck Truck? Duck Trump and Duck You for voting for him. Is that the autocorrect version? Johnny Cat says slap equals good music. You got it, John. Oh, okay. I'm hip. Street Monkey says Vance is worse. It's only my opinion, but Trump is only there for his own personal benefits, whereas Vance absolutely has a darker agenda. Perhaps the devil you know. Bo-bo-bo-bo. Surrender Monkey must absolutely hate me. The devil you know. I know, but that's the thing. We want Trump to be impeached, or we're waiting eagerly. We're eagerly awaiting that day when we get the news, that Trump is no longer with us, and all that kind of stuff. And then, then there's the thing. Well, then now we're gonna get stuck with Vance. But I think Vance, though, is kind of a nincompoop. Is that what the kids are saying? Is that what the kids are calling it today? A nincompoop? I think he's a nincompoop. I'm not even sure if I'm saying that right. Anyhow, he's a nincompoop. Big Hook, with the timestamp here, time reference 11:53 here in the Pacific time zone. I believe I'm only 10 minutes behind. I think I'm only 10 minutes behind. Oh, wait, Nick Rich isn't here. That was Big Hook. Where is Nick Rich? I don't think Nick Rich likes me anymore. I don't know, but I'm only 10 minutes behind you, Big Hook. 10 minutes behind you. DPD 5844 says, this morning I went to have my mani-pedi, and I'm sitting there minding my own business, and this asswipe proceeds to tell me her woes about how the world doesn't understand how the orange pedophile to be continued. I'm on pins and needles. What did this asswipe say? I'm just gonna cut on down there. So, how the world doesn't understand how the orange pedophile is trying to save the world and help America. I told her to fuck off, and she didn't bother me. And don't bother me. Oh, and she did. I don't know. I think, and she Well, I don't know. It's kind of messed up right in there. But don't bother me when I am in my comfort zone. I think it was, I told her to fuck off and don't bother me while I'm in my comfort zone. Good for you, DPD. I had a little bit of a political conversation with one of my passengers last night. I don't normally like to do that because, I don't know. I'm not going to do that unless the passenger is receptive to it and wants to do it. And this guy, we kind of talked a little bit, and he was cool. And he was trying to tell me that he's apolitical. And he did sound like he had an accent. I should have asked him where he was from, like originally. I know he was going back. He was flying all the way back to New York on a red eye, direct flight. I got all that info out of him. And he did have a bit of an accent. Looked like he was maybe somewhere in Europe. I don't know, but he said he was apolitical. We just sort of talked about Trump and inflation and his grifting and stupid wars and stuff. He seemed to be. He kept saying he was apolitical, and that he's not disagreeing with me or necessarily or whatever. But I don't know. He seemed to be disagreeing with me a little bit. Yeah, he was cool though. Ivy Joe Raines is here. Hey, Ivy Joe, good to see you. Ivy Joe says, stepping in to say hi. Had a tornado hit up here last night. I'm okay, but my chickens didn't. Oh, your chickens didn't make it. That's so sad. Sorry to hear that, Ivy Joe. But I'm glad you're safe. I'm glad you're okay. Now, let me go back here. Surrender Monkey says, have you tried getting a job driving the bus to your other job? That would be funny. Yeah, that would be funny. It doesn't work that way, but yeah, that's funny. But I did apply. And in fact, they just got back to me the other day, asking me some more questions and shit. But that would be funny. But yeah, I'm sure it doesn't work that way. But I fill out the application. But even if they said they're going to hire, they would hire me or whatever, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I don't know why I filled it out, because I was talking to a bus driver a few weeks ago, I guess. A really nice guy, really nice bus driver. And because there's the one stop here over on Tropicana where I go. Sometimes that bus has like a scheduled like 20-minute stopover or whatever, where the bus driver stops and takes like a 20-minute break, and they usually go and they get something to eat or they go use the restroom or whatever. So this guy came back and I started talking to him, and because he seemed like a really friendly, outgoing guy. Because some of them are bitches, some of them are mean bitches. These these bus drivers. But this guy was really nice and outgoing, so we had a little conversation. And I told him, yeah, I'm a CDL holder. I was a truck driver for 20 years, and he goes, hey man, you should apply. He goes, you'd probably be good. He goes, if you're good with people, if you can talk, all the better, because it just makes the job better or something. Because I go, yeah, because some of these drivers are really kind of cranky. And he goes, yeah. He goes, that they just burn out. And he goes, there's a big turnover rate of bus drivers, just like there are truck drivers too. And he goes, I go, because I think I asked him, are they hiring? He goes, yeah, they're always hiring because the turnover rate is just crazy. So I went ahead and applied. He told me where the website or whatever. So I just applied online for the bus, the bus here in Vegas. I'm sure I could get the job. Like they after I filled out all the applications the other day, they emailed me back. They just wanted some other clarification on some things on the thing. I forget what it was, but just some driving stuff. Oh no! Oh, they just, even though I'm pretty sure this was already on the application, but they just asked me again, like, do you have a Nevada driver's license? And I said yes, and then it was like, have a current CDL? Yes. That was all in the application, so I don't know. And then there was that there was a third thing they asked. They asked if I have a passenger endorsement, and I said no, I don't have a passenger. But then it said, do you have a passenger endorsement? And if not, are you willing to get one or get a permit to get one? And so I said yes, I am willing to. But and then I just said, and just as a side note here, I do have a current taxi cab permit with the state of Nevada, which I did clear all the background checks and all the requirements there, which are very stringent. And I'm just to let them know, Although I think I had that probably on the application to begin with. So I mean, unless those jobs pay like, I don't know, $100 an hour, I don't think I'm going to take it. Okay, $100. I know I'm being crazy. I mean, I don't know. I don't even know what it pays. I don't remember seeing if pay was mentioned on the application or the website. I'm not even sure what they pay, but if it's only like, I don't know, $18 an hour, then I'm not going to do it. Not going to do it. It's got to be like $36 an hour or more if I'm going to take it. I know. It's like, here you are scraping along, barely making it, and you're going to like complain about, be picky about the wage or whatever. But I just figure it would have to be something significant in order to make me, go over there. And I really don't want to do it. I just sort of did it because I was talking to that guy and I thought, okay, I'll go ahead and apply and just see what happens. But if they want to hire me, or if they give me an appointment to go to a a meeting or a hiring, some type of hiring meeting or whatever, I think I'll just decline. I don't know. Maybe I'll go to it. Maybe I'll go wait up to the very last thing, and then at the very last, as far as I can go before I would have to sign on the dotted line. You know. Sort of like a story about a Republican battery and ramming. You need to narrow it down. Johnny Cat says I was going to say clusterfuck, but you're right. Marco manipulation. That's way more factual. Ivy Joe hasn't stopped crying about there's no chicken. Sorry, I'm sorry to hear that, Ivy Joe. That's pretty sad. Pretty sad. I just found out one of my old schoolmates just passed away of pancreatic cancer. That sucks. Big Cook, go blood clot, go. His diet is possibly working in our favor. McDonald's served and died from, could be their latest claim to fame. West Webb, many accents in Britain. Who is to say yours is bad? Surrender Monkey says it's bad. That's who. West Webb. Surrender Monkey has said that my English accent is horrible. And he's English. DPD says Blumenthal, Coons, Cortez Mastro, Rosen, Fetterman, Gillibrand, and Schumer all voted to block a proposed bill to stop the sale of weapons to Israel. They all need to go. Yeah, let's just replace them with Republicans. That'll be good. Wow, did you guys hear that? A loud rumbling up from upstairs. Johnny Katz, maybe a wanker or a Sade. Is that how you say it? Sade thrown in there. Oh, are you trying to say something else? Anyhow, I don't even know what you're talking about. I have Joe Raines lost 15 out of 20 babies gone too. Found my goat half a mile away. She's good. Wow. Swinny Monkey says there was a story about people in ICE facilities being assaulted by ICE detention centers, staff getting pregnant. Well, the staff wasn't getting pregnant. Are those children American? They could be. I don't know. I mean, they're just scooping up people and throwing them in there just because they have brown skin or something. Many American citizen has been thrown in these things. Some of them are like DACA, but I guess DACA doesn't exist anymore. But they're like dreamers. They were brought here when they were babies. And in any case, it's disgusting no matter what. But Mr. Bob Newell's here. Says I can't hear you. I can't hear you. Wes Webb says I get edema in my feet and ankles. Nothing like what Dirty Donnie has. I guess I do too. Because I think my feet and ankles are slightly swollen. Bob Newell says you said poop. Serena Monkey nincompoop. Yeah, nincompoop. That's it. So, thank you, Serena. Is nincompoop a big English saying over there? Have we stolen that from the English? Wes Webb says, I'm supposed to keep my feet up. Do it, man. Do it. Recline, man. Recline. Elevate those feet. Wes Webb says, I think Rich is always here. Hope he is okay. Well, I know he mods for other channels, I think. Maybe he's modding or something. Maybe he just doesn't like me anymore. Big Hook, what's on your mind? I don't mind, but my mind is mindful of others, but minds differ to mind your mindset, but be mindful of others' mind. Some minds are made up while others' minds are cluttered. Where is my mind? Johnny Katz says, Jolie, I think you're referring to Lorraine. Oh, yes, there it is. Lorena Bobbitt. I think it's Lorena. Or maybe it was Lorraine Bobbitt. She should have thrown it in the garbage disposal. Ugh, Johnny Katz. They're grossing me out. But Bobbitt, isn't that the perfect name, though, for the whole situation? Like she bobbed it, man. Wes Webb, I think I'm losing my mind. Where is my mind? Where is my mind? Let's see. Shorty Monkey says Wes Webb has been blocked by me more times than Trump has lost court cases. Michelle says bus drivers get good medical insurance. Well, the thing is, I'm on Medicare now, so I get Medicare. I haven't even used it yet. I need to get it all set up and get a doctor and get a checkup and all that. I've had it since October. Since I turned 65 in October, they put me on Medicare. I think Medicare is probably, as far as costs, I think it's probably going to be cheaper than anything I would find with private insurance. So I don't even need the bus company's health insurance because I got Medicare. And that's another thing. I don't know. I guess I could work and still get Medicare, right? DPD says in the House there was a 213-214 vote to stop Orange pedophile and his ward. Jared Golden, a Democrat, was the lone holdout. Even if we are able to take back the House and Senate, we still have traitors. Yeah, and where was Hakeem Jeffries on that? Hakeem couldn't have done a count real quick, like an informal count. And then when we went to Golden, and he could have said, "You're voting with us, right? Right, Golden? Come on now." But so where was Hakeem Jeffries in all this? I would like to hear from Hakeem Jeffries as to how he let that vote go up if he didn't have the votes. You know, if you don't got the votes, don't bring it up. And he should have known. Jeffries should have known. Bob Newell, that was not a Trump dude, I don't think. Well, he said he was apolitical, and I didn't get the feeling that he was MAGA or anything like that, but he did tip. Yeah, he tipped. I think like $4 or something, over $4, because he paid with a credit card, and I think on the credit card it'll have the tip things on it, and so sometimes it comes out to a weird number. It was like, $4.14 or something. But yeah, he tipped. Most people do tip, but some people don't. Some people stiff you. Even though you thought you had a great ride going, you had great rapport, you had a great conversation, and everything seems honky-dory, and then they pay, and if they paid with a credit card, then you look at the receipt and you see there's no tip, and you're like, "What the fuck, motherfucker?" You're like, "What's this shit?" Yeah, they're already out of the car by the time I do that. But I'm like, "What the fuck, man?" But I don't, I try not to get too upset about it, because if you don't tip, you don't tip. There's no law that says you have to tip, So whatever. And sometimes, now this one here that I'm just talking about that didn't tip, it was a white couple. I think they were from, I don't know where they were from, but definitely from America, Americans, white Caucasian Americans, and so they know all about tipping. Sometimes you get people from other countries where tipping is not, it's not like in their system or whatever. It's not really, they don't really know about tipping, and so, I'm like, okay, I guess that was what that was about, So I try not to get too upset about it. Usually things even out. For every person that doesn't tip, you usually have one somewhere that will over tip. It's kind of make up for it. Serena Monkey says, "I jest, but do know how hard getting a job is. You need to reform your employment laws so they benefit the workers." Big Cook, I'm not going to read this. Well, maybe I will. I don't know. But Big Cook is making me do tongue twisters here. But let's see. Big Hook says, "I am of mind that minding your own business is mindful. That is, unless you truly are minding your own business. It is business. Is business good? My mind can't decide, but I haven't completely made up my mind." My mind is swirling right now after all that. West Webb says, "We had tornadoes last night, 1.7 inches of rain, 81 degrees yesterday, in the 40s today." Yeah, it's crazy. That's like us. We've got overnight lows in the 40s. Last month we had temperatures of almost 100 degrees, and where the overnight lows were, upper 80s and shit. Weston Webb, the S&P hit an all-time high yesterday. Mr. Bob Newell, how's the coffee? Chock full of nuts. It's good shit. Oh, wow, this was not all the way. Next time you go shopping at the grocery store, pick yourself up a can of chock full of nuts. I think you're going to be glad you did. It's good stuff, man. It's good stuff. Johnny Cass says Southern California, the Inland Empire, 53 miles east of LA. East of LA, yeah, I know. I'm very familiar with the Inland Empire. I grew up in Victorville and Apple Valley, the high desert, just over the hill, just over the Cajon Pass from San Bernardino, as we used to call it. Good old San Bernardino. I'm so old. I used to live there. I used to live in Victorville, in the Victor Valley, before they had really any good shopping and good mall. Not that it's great shopping now, but so if you you could do shopping in town in Victorville, but if you want to do like big shopping, like we'd do our back to school shopping and a lot of our furniture shopping and whatever. So we'd have to go over the hill down to San Bernardino, down to the San Bernardino Mall. Remember the old San Bernardino Mall? Now it's an old derelict type of thing. But back then, the San Bernardino Mall, that was the mall, man. They had Sears. Go to Sears, J.C. Penney. Well, we had a J.C. Penney in Victorville, but it was a small one. But I mean, everything went. So we would go to the mall down in San Bernardino back in the 70s. Now you drive by. I think that mall's empty, pretty much, isn't it now? Johnny Katz should know. Isn't that right by the that big Chevy dealership is right there? You see it from the freeway. I'm YouTubing says Dr. Trump AI videos are hilarious. His attempt to find an excuse for his blasphemous. I too can talk. I went to the Evelyn Woodhead School of Reading. Oh, that was speed reading. Never mind. Anyhow, excuse for his blasphemous image has backfired. Picking a fight with the Pope is ill-advised, but we know Trump is not a stable genius. Yeah, doesn't he know who he's fucking with? The Pope, the Vatican is like the fucking mafia, man. You don't fuck with the Vatican. Come on, man. Big Hook, mind. This is gonna make my mind explode. Big Hook. Mind you, I am of the mind that things could be better if I mind my manners and am mindful of others and their minds are the same as my mind. Mind you, mine is the mind of mindfulness. Of what mind are you? He asks rhetorically. Maybe that wasn't rhetorical. West Webb says 50th high school reunion, 3 posters full of photos or dead classmates. Of dead, I think I meant of dead classmates. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, we're West Webb. We're getting to that point, yeah, where it's there's more dead than there are alive. I think. Where is my mind? Jolie says, I've never been to any of my reunions. I went to one. I went to my 10-year. It was nice. And then there was one I probably should have went to. The last one they had. Since there's so few people that I think are left and that actually there's probably a lot of people still alive, but that actually kind of communicate, at least through Facebook. So they put together this reunion. It was for classes of 69 through 79. And I was class of 79. And this was what, a couple years ago? So that would have been what, the 40, was it the 45th or whatever it was? For for me, for some of the other older people, they were in the 50s and shit like that. But and I kind of wish I would have gone. Like I said, really the only reason I didn't go is because they made it sound like it was like formal wear, and I didn't feel like wearing formal wear. But then I saw pictures from the event, and I saw all these dudes just wearing T-shirts and jeans and tennis shoes, and I was like, fuck, I could have gone. But the organizers made it sound like, because they had it at a kind of a fancy place here it was in Vegas, out in Summerlin. It was out, it's like about 10, 15 miles out of the main strip in downtown areas. But a really nice fancy place, and so they made it sound like you had to be in, suit and tie or something. I just didn't feel like doing that. Anyhow, I should just went. Shredded Monkey says, I have authority on whether we enjoy Trucker John's impressions. And I can say, Wes Webb, you're not winning anyone's love with how your impressions of how reality works. And I have no idea what I'm reading. It didn't make sense to me. DPD says, you should go for it, TJ. You would have benefits. I don't need benefits. I got benefits. The drivers make between 18 and 21 an hour. If you made 18.92 an hour, the average is up to 39,000. And guys, I'm already on Social Security, and since I'm not like 70, or I think if I was 68 or 69, that I could do a job and I could make as much. I could still make $100,000 a year if I wanted to, and I would keep my Social Security. But since I took it early, I think I could only make like 23,000 or 24,000. An extra job, and keep my Social Security. So there's that. But it's no big deal. And if I got a job, I'm just not into it. It's the same thing if I went back to truck driving. I've had a few truck driving offers lately, and I asked them. They just like text you because they see my name on some truck driving boards or whatever, and so I just texted back. I'm like, how's the freight? Is the freight going? And they didn't. It was crickets. No response. So I'm not. I could go back to truck driving and I could make a 6-figure job, but supposedly, or at least definitely more than that. Whatever the threshold is of 22 or 23 or 24,000, whatever it is, I could definitely make more than that, and then that would stop my Social Security, for a while. But so I don't know. I'm just looking for something to supplement the Social Security. I like being on Social Security now. I kind of like it. And really the thing that I have that's really good is the cab driving job. And the reason it's not really working out right now is because I don't have a car. And so it makes it really difficult to get to work. It's the whole thing. It just keeps coming back to that. Because a lot of times, sometimes I won't go to work for 2 weeks because I just don't feel like taking the fucking bus, man. And then I get behind in bills and behind everything. So then now I'm going to work every day, and then that wears me down because I think ideally, I think I could, if I just went to work like every other day, that would be good because then it would give me a day in between to rest up. But when I go every day, I'm doing the bus route thing. It really wears me down. But anyhow, it always comes back to the car thing, where I could just make enough money. It would supplement my income, my Social Security, and I could just work right up to that threshold at the post office. Not post office, at the cab job, because it is a part-time flex, and it's flexible. I can make my own hours. I can go whenever I want, and if it looks like I'm going to go over that threshold of what Social Security allows you to make, then I can just stay home. And if they fire me, they fire me. They'll rehire me. I've heard guys, other part-time flexes I've talked to, One guy said he took like a year off, and then he came back, and he just came back like nothing happened. And then I've talked to another guy who said he took a few weeks off, and then when he came back, they said that he had been fired or whatever. But they told him just go ahead and sign up again for the hiring classes, and they would rehire him, and that's what he did. But and I've gone even 2 or 3 weeks without showing up, and then I come back, and so it's kind of a weird thing, but it's a flexible job, flexible hours, and I like that. Just looking to supplement my Social Security. So I don't think doing the bus thing, if I made almost 40 grand, that would take away my Social Security. I could do the cab thing, get my Social Security, and do the cab thing, and probably be about the same, about 39,000 probably or something, if I could get to work more often with the car. Don O'Leary's here. Hello, Don. Good to see you. Don was in the impromptu chat room last night in the early morning, wee hours of the morning. Is that how we say it? YouTube, definitely Medicare is way cheaper. Yeah, they charge me $200 a week. I mean, a month, not a week. It's like $200. I haven't utilized it yet, so I don't have an opinion on, to compare it to, because over the years, I've had Kaiser Insurance, I've had United Healthcare, maybe some others, I guess, but mainly those are the two I mainly remember having. So I could maybe I need to. There's some numbers I need to call so I can set up getting a doctor and going in for a checkup and all that kind of stuff. So I need to start utilizing it, and then I can compare it. But even on the even when I went on the exchange, there were some that were kind of crappy. It had really high deductibles. What were they, like those bronze ones? That you could find that maybe were about that price, but and I think I did in the last couple of years there when I was still driving a truck. I think I did have that, and I didn't really use it. I never really used it. I think I did, but I got the cheapest ones that I could find, and I think they were probably around $200 a month. But like I said, it was like a super high deductible and high co-pays and all that kind of shit. It was really ridiculous. DPD says, CJ, please go to the doctors and have yourself checked out. Yeah, I know. I need to do that. I absolutely need to do that. Big Cook says, corporate DIMs, unfortunately, are in the fracas. Until you eliminate dark money from politics, it will be. Yeah, I absolutely agree, 100%. Get rid of the dark money. People always talk about APAC. It's not just APAC. It's all dark money. All the dark money needs to go. But that won't happen until we get majorities in the House and the Senate, and probably need to have the White House, and need to have enough progressives, or at least good liberals, which I'm not sure if those are interchangeable or not. But we need to get rid of those, like we say, get rid of the Goldens, get rid of those fucking, the Joe Manchins of the world and the Kirsten Cinemas of the world, and we need to get rid of those assholes. Who are, there's always one or two, right? I guess what we need is to have our numbers so great of at least good liberals and progressive Democrats that will override whatever asshole conservative that might block legislation that would get rid of dark money, or that would codify a law against things like Citizens United. So it's like a catch-22 in a way. Wes Webb, I usually push the 20% button. Yeah, you can do it by percentage, or you can put in an amount for those tips. As we're talking, I'm starting to feel my throat get really itchy, scratchy. Swinny Monkey says, I remember the days when 65 retirement age, which would be nice now, but it's like 70 now. Thankfully, we got the free healthcare we pay for. Oh, I love the NHS, and you could too. We need to stop. We need to stop. Do I still have it? I do. We need to vote every Republican out, every single one, and the married ones too. Who had that joke last time? Mad Mac, I think it was. But vote them all out, and maybe, just maybe, for the love of God, maybe someday, maybe before I leave this mortal coil, we will have fucking healthcare for all, Medicare for all, for God's sakes. And I think the only way we'll ever be able to do it is if we vote every one of these motherfucking cocksucking Republicans out. And then maybe we can get Medicare for all, for Christ's sakes. You know? It's ridiculous what we got to go through. And so many people fight this and fight this and fight this. But once we get it, they're going to love it. All these maggots and all these fucking right-wing nut jobs. Remember the old right-wing nut jobs? They'll say this is communism or whatever, some bullshit. Socialism, communism, bullshit. But once we get it, they will fucking love the fuck out of it. And it's not communism. It's fucking putting your tax dollars to good use. Like whoever it was on that intro said that, yeah, we should be spending our money on schools and healthcare, things of this nature, and not on all these goddamn bombs and all these goddamn unnecessary wars. Wes Webb, $20, 20% of $20 is still only $4. So who said anything about anything? Who said anything about it being a $20 fare? I said that the tip was $4 and some change. Wes Webb, unions make workers strong. I'm definitely pro-union. Aaron West, happy truck anniversary. Yippee! Aaron West, like, subscribe, and share. Aaron is reminding everyone. Member for 24 months, 2 years. Aaron West has been a member. Thank you so much, Aaron. I appreciate your membership, and I appreciate your modding, and I just appreciate you because you're a great person. So thanks for being here. You make the chat better. You make us all better by being here. Thank you so much. Big Hook says, when you can't live off minimum wage and the billionaires are never satisfied till you die in the warehouse, and then they insist you look away and suffer the same fate like that poor Amazon guy. Yep. Yeah, that sucks. Danny Pomeroy says, John the Don Lemon, sidewalking in New York talking. You talking about Don Lemon, I guess? Sidewalking in New York talking with citizens. He was asking random people questions, and he asked an elderly woman what she thought about Trump and the Iran war. She said, let me skip down. It's Russia all over again. It's so much misinformation, propaganda machine terrorizing Americans. She's from Russia, moved permanently to America in 1991. She said it's Russia, Russia, Russia all over again. Russia, I think we can always link Russia in there somehow. Because Russia benefited from this stupid war. Because it lifted embargoes and then with the strait being closed, people had to start buying Russian oil now, and so they've been making money off the war. So yeah, you guys hear the kids? Kids are up playing, running around. There are a few kids here, I guess. Oh, Johnny Cat says, sadly, they tore Carousel Mall down. It's nothing more than an empty lot. Oh, really? Wow. It's all gone now, huh? That's where we used to shop. You know, in the 70s until it wasn't until the mid 80s that we finally got our first mall in Victorville, the Victor Valley Mall. I think that was like 85. And yeah, we had stores. You know, we had stores in Victorville, but if you want to do like the big shopping, the main shopping, you would plan trips. Like we would go down, you know, probably like once a month to do a big grocery shopping and stuff down to San Bernardino. I remember the Carousel Mall, you know, in Victorville, we had the El Rancho Theater, and for many, many, many years, that was just a one screen old theater, and we saw lots of movies there. But then sometimes we would go down the hill. I guess it's like if we were shopping or doing something. I remember going to the multiplex at that mall, and I think I saw American Graffiti there. I think I saw Star Wars there. I think that's where I saw Star Wars. I'm pretty sure. I don't know. I just remember seeing quite a few movies there in the San Bernardino theater, movie theater there. You know, but we had the El Rancho, and then when the multiplexes started coming around, the El Rancho tried to keep up, and so they just built a wall right in the middle because it was a really huge. You know how those old movie theaters are, and it would just be one huge theater. So then they tried to make it sort of like a multiplex, and so they just built a wall right straight down the middle. And it was kind of funny because it was like you could see where like the chairs were all just against that wall, you know, like there was no aisle. It was just the chairs with the seats, and then there was an aisle on the kind of off to the side a little bit, like, and then there was another row of seats, but it was kind of like off center. It was like kind of weird because you could tell it was like an afterthought the way they did it. Anyhow. Senator Mackey says, in the UK, you only have to go back to school if you're caught drunk driving through life. You Americans are weird. I don't even know what that's in reference to, though, about going back to school. And maybe I missed something. I don't know. Damon Dog, the big dog's here. 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 Oh, yeah, yippee. There, I just made up a little ditty. For Damon Dog. That was the Damon Dog ditty. That will from henceforth be known as the Damon Dog ditty. Damon, I don't even remember how I did it. Damon Dog, the big dog's here. Damon Dog, the big dog's here. Damon Dog, the big dog's here. From now on, every time Damon Dog comes in, if I can remember how that went, that's how that will go. Big Hook, if you stop moving, you start dying. What did Hal Sparks say the other day? It's I guess a famous saying. It's not like he made it up about movement is life, but he said it in, I don't know if it was Latin or Italian. Motivo is livio. I don't know. Whatever it is. But yeah, trying to keep moving. Because I will sit on that couch for days. I will sit on that fucking couch, and I'm like, I gotta get up on this couch, man. Because it just feels so much better at this age to just sit on the couch than it does to walk around. It does. It just feels better. So I gotta make myself walk around because movimento is lifio. Whatever. Damon Dog, the big dog's here. Damon Dog, the big dog's here. Damon Dog, the big dog's here. Yee hoo 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 ha! Yay, Damon Dog. Damon Dog, the big dog. Damon Dog, the big dog's here. Damon Dog, the big dog's here. I could just see the song with like a banjo. Damon Dog, the big dog's here. Damon Dog, the big dog's here. Certain Monkey says, Trucker John, GTA, Uber ride could be a thing. I don't know about that, but they are introducing now. The cab company is working with Uber, and they're on the meter. Uber rides are popping up. I don't take any of them. I'm not interested in it. I tried to do one the other night. See, the thing is, when you're on an Uber app, it gives you the name, the address, it has the navigation, you know exactly where to go. But on these, the screens in the cabs, they don't do that. It'll just come on. It'll say Uber. It's like a ride hail from Uber, and it'll give you maybe the person's name. It'll give the name and address of the pickup spot. And then and where it's going, it'll say how much the fare is, but it doesn't tell you it doesn't tell you exactly how to get there. And a lot of these things are off on streets, and apartments. The other day I took one. I went to the apartment. I didn't know where the guy was, and apparently I don't know if you're supposed to call. I'm not going to be calling people in my fucking cab. I'm not doing it. So fuck Uber. Fuck the cab company for putting that in there. It's a pain. I just ignore them when they come in. If you don't answer the hell within a few seconds, it'll just go away. So I just let it go away. I'm not doing it. Fuck it. I'm just gonna do the cab rides. I like my system, the way I do it. Fuck that Uber shit. MJ Daniel says transportation is a big part of infrastructure that needs to be fixed. Commuting is terrible. Well, I'll tell you what, public transportation kind of sucks too. At least buses do. My experiences with buses have never really been good. I've always been grateful that they're there, and whenever I've had to use them, it's because really my only other time that I ever used the bus was about 1984, I think, when it was because my car broke down. I had my 59 El Camino broke down. And I didn't have the money to fix it. It was like a kind of a major thing. I parked the car and I took the bus to work for like months. So I had that, and then now I'm doing it now because I don't have a car. So I'm grateful that it's there, and it's that I can use it. But I would much rather have my own personal vehicle. My own personal vehicle is a billion times better than the bus. Relying on the bus. And it's the same problem now as it was then. The buses sometimes are unreliable. They're late. So it makes you late to work. It sucks. Your own personal vehicle is the best thing. And I know you're talking about commuting. And I know that when you're on coming in on I-90 out from North Bend or whatever, and you're trying to get into Seattle, greater Seattle area, I know that's all jammed up there. You're crossing the 405 and all that shit. I know the those freeways get jammed up, and maybe they need to have better, train systems and metro systems to get people to commute into work. But overall, I like my car. I like having a car better than anything. Wes Webb with a $7.77, a very godly number super chat. Thank you, Wes Webb. Yippies. Wes Webb, say what you will about Wes Webb, but he's the only one who has contributed to the goal today. So thank you, Wes Webb. Wes says, if I were to take another job, you would know that I truly lost my mind. There's a thumbs up and a heart. Thank you, Wes Webb. I appreciate you for that dono, for the dono. We got 35 minutes, 43 seconds left to go on the goal. So far, Wes Webb is the only one. Thank you, Wes. I appreciate you. DPD says, I saw the kitty in your video, TJ. I would have snatched them up. How's your hip doing? My hip, well, both my hips are kind of sore. Both my hips, when I walk, are sore. I don't know what that means. But yeah, but they're not, they're just sore right now. But the kitty, now the thing about the kitties, there's a whole family of these kitties. I haven't been seeing them too much lately, so I don't know if they got snatched up or what. But I used to see like 6 or 7 of them, and I think they're all from the same, or maybe not all of them, but a lot of them I think are from maybe the same. What do you call it? All born together. But the thing about these, I've tried to take feral cats in before, and they're not good. I mean, they're not good house cats. I mean, they might come around and maybe visit with you, but I don't think feral cats make good house pets. And also, then it's like, if I got one, I would want to take it to the vet and make sure it doesn't have fleas and maggots and shit. I don't know. And that costs money. Now I've got another expense of having to go to the vet, get the animal checked out, because I don't want to bring some mangy fucking, maggot infested cat into my apartment. But I wouldn't mind getting friendly, where it would come up to me and I could pet it, and I'd give it a little snack. I'd do that. Anyhow, Roxanne 79. Hey, Roxanne was here. Was in the impromptu in the wee hours of the morning. Thanks, Roxanne. Thanks for coming on in. I appreciate you for coming on. Damon Dog, the big dog, is saying something. Says you could always tutor on the side. Wes Webb. Oh, talking about the Wes Webb could tutor. Oh, could you imagine Wes Webb being a tutor? Oh man, I would feel sorry for that student. I would feel so sorry for that student. It looks like we got another dono. Let's see here. Search for you, $10. Yippee, search for you. Thank you so much for the Sore Hip Fund. I'm going to put that in the car fund. We'll put that in the car fund. The Sore Hip Fund will be hopefully Social Security will pay for that. But thank you so much. Yippee, going out to you. I do appreciate you. I'm trying to go back. When I did that, it put me down there. Let me go back to where I left off. Search for You says, guys, I was up for the impromptu stream. I need a nap. Oh, that's right. Search for You was in there, and yeah, in the wee hours of the morning. That was like from 2 a.m. my time to 3 a.m. or so my time, Pacific time. So yeah. I might just take a little nap before I go back to work. That's why I get to work late. I get to work at like 6 o'clock in the evening. And then I don't want to work too late, because then to catch the bus and come back home, if I work too late, then it'll be, the sun will be coming up when I get up. And I just don't want to get on that kind of a schedule, Vicki Gordon says Medicare does not pay well, and many things one really needs to get supplemental, which is an additional cost. Yeah, then you got to get the supplemental. It should just be everything's covered. If we had true Medicare for all, It should be like everything's covered. We don't need supplemental. None of this donut hole bullshit, whatever. None of this. It just covers 100% of everything, including dental and hearing, right? That needs to be included. But it's never going to happen if we keep voting for these fucking Republicans. I mean, we can talk shit all we want about conservative Dems and Gordon and, blah, blah, blah. But, hey, priority number one is to vote these cocksuckers out, these Republicans out. That's priority number one. And I didn't mean like I was pointing at you guys, like pointing a finger at you guys. I was trying to point at that meme there, at the meme, lest anyone get offended about me pointing my finger at you. Janelle Walker's here. Hey, Janelle, good to see you. Janelle says, did that dog protest just end till later? The one Status Quo was covering. I don't know. But Damon Dog, the big dog's here. Damon Dog, the big dog's here. Damon Dog, the big dog. Big Hook says you could have had universal health care if not for Joe Lieberman being a sellout. Yeah, it's always somebody, right? Yeah, we had Lieberman. See, what was Max Baucus? What was he blocking? Remember Max Baucus? I hated that motherfucker. He was blocking something. I forget if it was healthcare or what, but yeah, there was Lieberman, Max Baucus. Then we had Manchin and Cinema. Fuck those cocksuckers, man. I hate them. Every one of those people I just mentioned, I hate them. And I'm not ashamed to say it. Nancy Pelosi, who seems to have some religious fear of saying that you hate somebody. Anyhow. Roxanne says, happy birthday, TJ. I really messed that up this morning. I mixed you up on Facebook with a Brian. Jolie was like, it ain't Trucker Brian show. Yeah, it was 5:15 a.m. Yeah, the Trucker Brian. Apparently, Trucker Brian is having a birthday. So happy birthday to Trucker Brian. I don't know. That little ditty is in my head. Damon Dog, the big dog's here. Damon Dog, the big dog's here. Damon Dog, the big dog is right here, right now. West Webb says cost would be prohibitive. Many people, same as Obamacare, wouldn't be able to afford it. You don't know that, Wes. Because Medicare for All is a completely different thing than Obamacare. This would not involve the healthcare industry, the healthcare insurance industry. It's the healthcare insurance industry that is making the cost so high. So you don't know your ass from a hole in the ground. Thank you for the 777, though, by the way. But I beg to differ with you on that. Medicare for All or universal health care, single payer universal health care, is I think it's a completely different animal than Obamacare. Obamacare is using private insurance in those fucking the exchange or whatever. If we had Medicare for All or universal health care, it's a bigger pool. Everyone's in the pool. Everyone's in the pool. Yeah, would your taxes go up? Yeah, your taxes are going to go up a little bit. I don't think it's going to be any more than if you're paying. There are families on United Healthcare or other private insurance, Blue Cross, whatever, that are paying thousands of dollars every month. Okay, your taxes are not going to go up thousands of dollars every month. Your taxes might go up a few $100 a year, but they're not going to go up, in that case, tens of thousands of dollars a year. That's ridiculous to think that. Yeah, your taxes might go up a little bit, but you're going to get a lot of bang for your buck because everyone's in the pool at that point. Get rid of the fucking insurance companies. Get everyone on universal health care. Everyone's in the pool. Everyone's paying into it with their taxes. And that does bring prices down. Yeah, DBD says, you know that they have programs related to Medicare that will cover your premiums. They are called Medicare savings programs for A and B. And I do know that. And I'm just a procrastinator and I'm an idiot because I know, and I have the paperwork, and all I need to do is make a call and see about getting that going. And I keep procrastinating, but you're right, DPD. Absolutely. They would cover that 200. I think it's through the state, actually. Through state Medicare, Medicaid or whatever it is. I don't know. But yeah, I am aware of it, and I just need to call the number, get it going. It's the same way with SNAP. I think I can get SNAP, and they keep sending me stuff and giving me appointments to call, and then I just don't do it. And then the appointment time lapses, and then I got to start all over again. It's because I'm an idiot. Wes Webb, in case you were wondering. Wes is like, yeah, I know you're an idiot. Roxanne says there's no 21st century suffragettes today. Is that because Diane was performing and she's too tired today? I saw Diane performing, singing her little heart out last night. I did catch a little bit of that. Danny Pomeroy says, John, a retired Social Security manager, has a YouTube podcast, Dr. Ed. They answer all your questions about Social Security and healthcare. I'll have to look that up. Dr. Ed, not to be confused with Mr. Ed. Mr. Ed. Roxanne says, I started a thing. I don't think TJ saw it. No, I don't know. I didn't see it. What did you start? What did you start now, Roxanne? I know. I saw you talking about Jeff's son's band. Big Hook, you should get the same health care your Congress and Senate get. Yeah, but even that is private insurance. If they were left with the same options you have, then they would be motivated to fix the shit so universal health care works and less. Yeah, it's less money. Universal health care is the way to go because it gets everybody. It gets all 350 million of us in the pool. When you have that big of a pool, it'll make it more affordable. Brooklyn, SJU, hey, Brooklyn's here. Where you been? You say you missed a notification? She said, I'm glad I'm glad you thought of me too, Brooklyn. I'm glad you thought of me too. Thanks for being here, Brooklyn. Good to see you. Better late than never. Better late than never, I always say. Yeah, but thanks for being here. I appreciate you. For coming on in. Damon Dog, the big dog's here. I'm surprised Diane had a really long day yesterday. I enjoyed cracking on the people at that art thing, especially the Santa Claus dude. I didn't see that. I watched a few minutes here and there of it. I didn't see the Santa Claus dude when I checked in. When I checked in over there. Janelle Walker, happy unbirthday to you. Happy unbirthday. Happy unbirthday to you. Happy unbirthday to you. That almost sounds like I died or something. My unbirthday. I don't want to celebrate that anytime soon. DPD says, why is no one enraged over the lack of food there? I'm enraged. I saw those reports. And, I was watching Gojeta and some others talk about it. But DPD says, why is no one enraged over the lack of food they are feeding our military members? Everyone should be pissed. Texas can spend billions on lobster and steaks. Meanwhile, our soldiers are eating shit. Exactly. DPD, I am enraged about that. And all that fucking money. Now, that spending, I think, was at the end of the fiscal year or something, right? So wasn't that last year? Maybe it got reported this year, but wasn't that at the end of October? Isn't that the end of the fiscal year or some bullshit? I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. But I guess they had so much. They do that kind of thing. And all these departments and agencies will do that when they get close to the end of the fiscal year. If they haven't spent all the money that was been budgeted to them, then I guess theoretically they will maybe get less money on the next budget, or not get as much money as they're asking for, because it'll show, well, you didn't spend what we gave you last time. So they go on these spending sprees. Okay. And apparently Hegseth spent, I don't know, hundreds, was it millions, hundreds of millions? I don't know if it was billions, but on it was all kinds of shit. But as far as on the steaks and the lobster, now, what happened to all that steak? Who could eat all that steak and lobster? I mean, I'm just wondering, did it go to waste? A lot of it? I mean, I'm sure a lot of people were porking out on it. A lot of fucking people who didn't deserve it, you know. But couldn't they have frozen that shit? And you know, couldn't they have thought ahead? I don't know how long you can freeze. I think you can freeze that for quite a while. And just think if they bought, I don't know how many, I forget the figure of how many millions of dollars they spent on steak and lobster, tens of millions, hundreds of millions, I don't remember, but just think if they had just put that into deep freeze or whatever and saved it for when they need it. And now our guys and gals out there could be eating steak and lobster. Fucking Hegseth, you drunken mother fucking asshole. You were in the military. You should fucking want to do something good for your fellow service personnel. You know? I am enraged, DPD. They showed it was like a scoop of some sort of mushed up meat in a one little blade of lettuce. And we have a SecDef that spends billions of dollars or whatever it was on steak and lobster, and who knows, there's no amount of people that could have eaten that, you know, unless you did dish it out to all the military people. Oh, it's just, you know, and I'm not saying that, you know, that's practical to serve steak and lobster on military things, but the point is that they could be eating steak and lobster instead of a one leaf of lettuce and a scoop of some shit on a shingle or whatever the fuck it was. You know, why didn't he buy $1 billion worth of MREs or something, or billions of dollars of, you know, MREs or whatever, or just $1 billion of just stocking up all the food pantries of everywhere in the military? They could have just restocked all that, you know. But that's what you get when you don't vote out these Republicans. This is what we're getting. So all you maggots that say you love the military, well, fuck you. You don't love the military. And to the lady who got into my face at the Trump rally in, what was it, June or July or whatever it was of 2024, before the election, when Trump was here, and got into my face. And if it hadn't been, now, it looked like I was live streaming or filming because I had my phone. I didn't know it, and she didn't know it. I didn't know that from the heat and everything, my camera stopped working. But if it hadn't been for that, I think she was going to go for my throat, because I was in the crowd surrounded by these maggots, and I couldn't keep my mouth shut. And I was talking a little bit of shit about Trump, and then she turned to me, and she was wearing this like red, white, and blue shirt and red, white, and blue hat. The typical fucking old maggot lady that we see in these videos all the time. And she started, red-faced, veins coming out of her neck, and she came up to me and started saying, like, Biden killed 13 soldiers when he got out of Afghanistan. He couldn't get us out of Afghanistan. He killed 13. I hate it. And Trump wouldn't do that. Trump, you know, respects our soldiers, and Trump wouldn't kill our soldiers. Fuck you, bitch. He took us into this illegal, unnecessary war, and we've got at least 13 dead soldiers. What do you think about that, bitch? Put that in your fucking pipe and smoke it, bitch. What do you got to say now, bitch? About what Trump and how he kills our soldiers just so he can fucking manipulate the market or get our minds off of Epstein or whatever it is, all of the above. To help out Russia, to help out Netanyahu, all of the above, all those things. What do you got to say now, you MAGA bitch? Fuck you. Coming at me and acting like I'm wrong because I'm criticizing your fucking dear leader. Fuck you. Coming at me and yelling about how bad and horrible, what a horrible, incompetent President Biden was because he didn't get us out of Afghanistan without losing those 13 soldiers. Well, fuck you. That was the fucking Taliban or some terrorist that Trump claimed he had wiped out. So fuck you, bitch. You MAGA bitch. Where the fuck are you now? You MAGA bitch. Are you crying now because you're paying $5 a gallon? You're crying now because you can't afford your rent? You're crying now because your Medicare's getting cut? Are you crying now? You fucking MAGA cunt. Fuck you. Yeah, I'm outraged. Over the whole shit. Over the whole shit show. Where are you now, MAGA? You complained and complained and complained about Biden and how he was so inept about getting us out of Afghanistan. Trump didn't even have the balls to get us out of Afghanistan. Biden had the balls to do it. He took the risks to do it. And he did it where others didn't do it because they knew it was going to be ugly. They knew there was always going to be a chance of something going wrong, and so they didn't do it. They didn't have the balls to do it. Even Obama didn't have the balls to do it. But Joe Biden did. And Donald Trump certainly did not. He did not have the balls to take the chance that getting out of there, there's going to get some service people killed. But Biden got us out, God damn it. And now Trump, he doesn't even bat an eyelash about starting this illegal, unnecessary war where we've got service people that have been killed. He doesn't even give a fucking rat's ass about that. But he and his family and friends can make millions and millions of dollars manipulating the market at other people's lives. So fuck you, MAGA, you fucking cunts. You maggot cunts. There, that's the part of the show that you can skip over if you don't like all that language. If you don't like that language, skip it. Just skip it. But I hate them. I hate these fucking maggots for what they've done to this country. We're on the verge of losing it, and it's all their fucking fault, man. When it comes down to it, it's all these fucking dumbass maggots, stupid ass maggots. In that crowd, I had a union guy telling me that Trump loves the union. Trump loves workers, and I said, "You are ignorant. You are one ignorant dude, man. If you think that Donald Trump is pro-union." My God, I just shook my head and said, oh my God, the ignorance here, the ignorance. People were closing on me. I had to get out of there. I was about to get jumped. DPD, you got me all worked up. Johnny Cat says the Carousel Mall is where we were going to see movies. My family would go to the King's Buffet. We did all the shopping. Now we all have left is Inland Center Mall in one shaped like an X. Yeah. Yeah, poor old Sam Berdue. Sam Berdue has seen better days, I think. David Dog, I just posted a banjo band singing Rage Against the Machine. You should see if they'll do Damon Dog, the big dog's here. Damon Dog, the big dog's here. Damon Dog, the big dog is right here, right now. Danny Pomeroy says, what's happening with MAGA? Half of them fools are in Obamacare, as Republicans call it, and that's far from the truth with all the damage done, and coming MAGA fools still are voting Trump. It's because they're stupid. They're fucking stupid, man. Stupid leading to stupid. But affordable care is not always that affordable. Well, we could make it way more affordable if we had a single payer universal health care. All right, I believe it would be way more affordable than it is now. DPD says corporations don't want people to enjoy their retirement. If they had their way, a woman would give birth, they would take the baby, and the baby would work from cradle to the grave. Yep. Brooklyn SJU says, I was reading in a little park in Pleasantville, Westchester, Thursday, and heard a loud noise. The woman next to me said a car just drove off the road onto the train tracks. It was a red Tesla. Wow, that's weird. Was Elon Musk trying to end it all? I don't know. Hey, Mr. Spock, good to see you. Live long and prosper. Something like that. I don't know. But live long and prosper. Good to see you. All good at this. Thank you very much. Aaron says my Cobra is going to be $800 a month. Yeah, Cobra is always expensive. Oh, that's outrageous. I looked up Cobras a couple of times, and yeah, it's crazy. $800 a month. I need to get on healthcare.gov, but the website won't let me in. I have to call them. The ACA plan sucks and will probably cost more than Cobra. Wow. Yeah, since they took away the subsidies, the healthcare subsidies for Obamacare. You know, to supplement all that, and I'm sure prices have gone up. I noticed that on the exchange, I before I got on Medicare, I remember looking at it, and the difference. There did seem to be a raise, like in the exchange. It was crazy. Look, Dragon says my nephew is having a mental breakdown. I'm on the phone. He's realizing Trump sucks. It's kind of sad, kind of beautiful. Well, yeah, it's beautiful that maybe some people are waking up. But it took all this. This is what it took. I guess whatever it takes. I don't know. West Webb says I hardly drive anymore, hoping my 16-year-old Mariner might last me a while longer. Big Hook says Vancouver, BC has a great bus and SkyTrain system. It eliminates so many cars on the road. You can get to the airport via bus and SkyTrain. We truly invest in our infrastructure. You should also. We should. It would be nice to have a good public transit system that was good, that was affordable, that was reliable, was clean, that was safe, all those things. But still keep our personal cars, because I don't want to ever give up my personal car. Not that I don't even have one right now, but I'm working on getting one. I don't want to ever, as long as I am physically and mentally able to operate a vehicle, I don't want to ever not have one ever again. Once I get whatever I'm going to get, I don't want to ever, until I'm at the age where I'm just, totally unable to do it, then But I do realize there are times for cars, and if we had a good public transit system, there would be great times to use that, to go to work, to commute, to go to airports. Those are great ways to utilize a good public transit. But there's nothing like having your own car sitting in your driveway, and you want to get up and go somewhere, you can get up and go somewhere. You don't got to wait on a fucking schedule. You don't have to have a bus pass. You don't have to walk to the goddamn half a mile or a mile to the goddamn bus stop. You don't have to get on the bus stop and then to wherever you're going, you've got 35 stops in between that you got to lurch back and forth every time they stop and go. And you don't have to also, I've noticed a lot of crazy people on the fucking bus. I mean, to the point where I'm actually sort of preparing myself as to what I would do if this person started doing something violent. Where I'm like, okay, where's the exit? I'm going to either exit, or who's around me. If I'm the closest one, I'm going to have to be the one that's going to grab the motherfucker. And I'm going to have to do it really quick, because if I see a person whip out a weapon, I'm going to have less than a second to decide, do I try to grab that guy, or do I just duck and try to hide? I mean, or whatever, and there's been a few times on the bus where there's actually been crazy people where I'm like, okay, I'm kind of worried about this one. And we've seen stories. You saw the story, last year, of the girl, the Ukrainian girl, young lady, who got stabbed by some crazy motherfucker and died. So there's been I've heard other stories about that kind of shit. I even had an incident one time back in '84 when I was taking the bus, or actually I don't think it was '84. I think it was another time, but I was taking the bus down in the LA area, where I had to disarm a guy who had a knife, and I was watching the guy, and I knew he was going to be trouble, and then he did whip out a knife, and he started waving it in front of this girl's face, and I just got up and I just grabbed. I didn't know what to do, but I just sort of I'm not trained. I don't know, but I just sort of just instinctively grabbed his wrist, and I just squeezed as hard as I could. And back then I was pretty strong. I think I almost broke his wrist. I just grabbed his wrist, and I just squeezed his wrist, and then he screamed like a little girl. He was like, ah! And he dropped the knife, and then I just yanked his arm back around him, and I twisted his arm around his back. I think I almost broke the guy's arm. And I just bum rushed him to the front door. The bus driver stopped, opened the door. I kicked him out, and then the bus driver took off, and he goes, thank you. And then he got on his phone. I think he called the cops or something. I think they had CBs or something back then. And then everyone on the bus gave me like applause, because I kicked that guy off the bus. So, but I was 30 years old then, or whatever, or 20 something. So now I know I can't do that kind of shit now. But still, there's been a couple times where I thought, okay, if this motherfucker whips out a gun or a knife, and I'm the closest one to him, I'm the only one that could really do anything. I start watching those people, because I'm like, I've got about a half a second that maybe I could grab the guy or do something. After that, it's over. If that guy starts shooting, or if that guy starts just randomly swinging his knife around, then after about a half a second, I'm done. So that's another thing. I don't have to worry about that in my own car, unless it's some road rage asshole that's shooting at you. But anyhow, Damon Dog, $1.99 super chat. Yippee, Damon Dog! Thank you so much. I do appreciate you for that. I'm trying to give you a thumbs up and a heart, but for some reason it let me give you the heart, but it wouldn't let me give you the thumbs up for some reason. And then we got a $10. Did I say this one? Search for you. Oh yeah, for the sword hip thumb. That I'm just not coming to that in the chat. Thank you, search for you. I'll give you another yippee. Do appreciate you for that. Let me skip down. I know I'm really behind in the chat, and we are over 2 hours, and I should probably shut down a little bit, take a little half-hour nap, and get ready for work. Maybe we'll do another impromptu on the way home. I don't know if you guys are interested with that or not, but I might do another impromptu. In the wee hours of the morning. In the wee hours of the morning, I might do another one. Let's see. I'm just sort of skipping down. Big Hook says that's why you always adopt from a shelter, because they're vaccinated and dewormed and ready to be house pets, spayed and neuter your pets. There is way too many already. Well, yeah. Well, we were talking about these cats here that run around here. I think they're all feral. And DPD was saying that she would have snatched it or something. And I know they're cute. You want to do that. They should probably all be gathered up and neutered at least. You know. Roxanne, better than it did raccoon penis in the back seat of with your kids. Is that the thing? I saw the RFK Jr. I didn't really read it. I saw some little headlines and stuff, and I was like, "What the fuck now? What the fuck with this guy? What is it now with RFK Jr.? Can you stop being? Can you stop out weirding yourself, RFK? For God's sakes, you know." Yeah, RFK Jr. Fucking. That's our fucking national health guy, I guess, right? God help us all. God help us all. I'm just skipping down a little bit here. MJ Daniel says healthcare, like most first world nation does, including Israel, which is partly paid for from U.S. money. Yeah, the irony. Oh, the irony. People here are fighting, universal health care tooth and nail. And then yet our dollars are going to help that in other countries. Big Hook says the supplemental insurance of 20% was to keep the poor and black people from accessing and using Medicare. Another Republican racist redlining poison pill included. Yeah, that needs to be done with. No more of this fucking donut hole bullshit. It should be 100%, and it should include dental and hearing. IB YouTubing, $2 super chat, super sticker. Yippee to IB YouTubing. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I do appreciate you. DPD with a $20. Thank you, DPD. Yippee. I'm just not getting to these. Sorry for being so late on it, on the yippies, but thank you so much. I am able to give the heart. Oh, there's a thumb up. Thank you, DPD. $20. Thank you so much. That's, I'm speechless. Thank you, DPD. And DPD says, TJ, I hope it helps. Add it to your Acorns account. I know, that's right. I want you to start taking care of yourself, TJ. Now do it. I know, and I'm a procrastinator, so I appreciate the reminder and getting on me and stuff. Thank you, DPD. I appreciate that. We're 4 out of 5. I guess I think the goal is over, but we got 4 out of 5. 4 out of 5. That's better than nothing out of 5. Thanks, guys. I appreciate you. Yeah, Doug's here. Doug says Social Security pays 80%. Yeah, I know. It should be 100%. I think it should be 100%. And could we, for the love of God, if we do get Democrats and stuff, can we at least raise it? Like House Sparks is always talking about incremental change. Can we at least make it 90%? 95%? I don't know. I mean, is it asking too much? Is that asking too much? David Dog, we need single-payer health care like the VA. Big Hook says services for essential human survival should never be privatized or profited from with all these insurance companies and pharmacy benefit managers. You guys have one of the worst healthcare systems. We do. We have one of the worst healthcare delivery systems, I guess you would say. MJ Daniel says ACA is like that only because of Republicans, and I have heard Canadians on Tom Hartmut saying the average tax increase is normally under $100 a year. Yeah, and that sounds right. I mean, I was just throwing a figure out, and maybe it's a few $100. We might see a few $100 a year increase. Right now, some people are paying tens of thousands of dollars a year for insurance that may or may not cover them. It's still not even a guarantee that your insurance will cover you, or if you do make a claim, they'll drop you. It's bullshit. It's such bullshit. Such fucking bullshit. And it needs to stop. It needs to stop. Maybe more and more people are waking up to it. I don't know. But the only way it's really going to stop, and we're ever going to get anywhere, is if we vote out every single and married Republican out of office. Danny Pomeroy says, well, it's a mix of things. Our government pays out all that money to 2 insurance companies if you're sick or not. That's insurance company? I don't know. Is that insurance company is banking that money every month, $200 billion profit, United Healthcare. Yeah, and that's why we've made them so rich. We've made these insurance companies so fucking rich that they have become, that makes them powerful because they have buildings full of lobbyists, which are basically lawyers who lobby. They might not all be lawyers, but they probably have buildings full of lawyers and lobbyists that get the ear of Congress people, and they have the money to back it up. They're basically buying Congress. They're buying Congress, so everything tilts in their favor, into the health insurance company's favor. And that's why we need strong representatives that won't. We need AOCs. We need more AOCs and Bernies. We need more of them that don't take all that dark money. This dark money, big money, money in politics, that's what's killing us. That's what's fucking everything up. IBU Jimmy says, true, we had to settle for the ACA, Obamacare, but we don't have the Dems majorities for universal health care. Republicans don't care about the people. They don't. They just care about money. And that's why I'm going to say this again. Vote every Republican out. Every single and married one out. I keep saying that because Mad Mac made that joke about the married thing. But yeah, as long as we got Republicans running things, we have no fucking chance. Bob Newell, you're in Medicare? Welcome to the club. So now we know Bob Newell is at least 65, I guess. Mr. Spock, that was food for a week. West Webb, I heard that too. Lobsters feel pain. Don't they scream when they throw them in the lobster pots, in the boiling pots? I will admit, I have had my share of lobster tail, though. I do like me a good lobster tail dipped in that butter. I do love that. Roxanne 79 says, me too, livid that troops are being neglected while in harm's way for these monopoly cowards. I'm really behind because I was talking about the whole lobster thing like a half an hour ago, so I must be pretty behind. I'm going to skip along. We are over 2 hours and 18 minutes. Christina Weibel says, they don't care, John. Well, you know what? Then they don't deserve to be in office. And we need to stop electing them. Vote every Republican out, every single and married one out. They don't care. That's the message we need to get out to these maggots. They don't care about you. They just say the shit that you want to hear. They're Trump and them. They're just sleazy fucking snake oil salesmen. I'm not going to say used car salesman because I was a used car salesman for about almost a year, I think. So, and I was good. I mean, I wasn't like a bad person. I wasn't going to sell anyone, a knowingly, bad car that was going to just break down on them as soon as they left the lot. I wasn't going to say this is a great car and then they drive it and it turns out to be a shitty car. I didn't do that. Big Hick 113 time reference. I believe that puts me at 26 minutes behind. I'm 26 tiny little bitty minutes behind. Actually, it's a lot of minutes. That's a lot of minutes. I'm a lot of minutes behind. Minutes like you've never seen before. I'm so many minutes behind. Everybody does a Trump, right? Everybody does a Trump impression. For anything. Just talking about the minutes. I'm 26 minutes behind. Janelle says, I would be pissed if MAGA bitch almost attacked me too. She was gonna, I think she was gonna grab me, but then she saw that I had my phone up. And like I said, even though it turns out that I wasn't taping, because that was a hot day and the sun was shining down, and eventually my camera just kept shutting off. But if not for me holding up my phone, and I didn't do that as a ruse. I mean, I actually thought, because it was so bright, I couldn't really see the viewfinder thing or whatever, the thing. But as it turned out, because she kind of came at me and started lunging at me. I thought she was going to grab me. And then there were some big dudes behind me. They kind of came in. I looked over my shoulder. Two big dudes that were like bigger than me, if you can believe that. Bigger and badder than Trucker John, which is kind of hard to believe. But, and I'm like, fuck, I got to get out of here because I think I'm about to get jumped. Big Hook says, was your fiscal conservative approach is cruelty? Everyone deserves the health care, food, and shelter. Republicans have given you absolutely nothing. And privatization has tripled healthcare costs. FUS. So I guess I don't know. He was responding to. Maybe I missed it. But Wes did say save your energy for November or something like that. For October. The goal is get progressive voters to the polls. October, November, whatever. Westwood, how do you skip live? I don't know. I guess if you're rewatching it, or I guess turn down the volume. Maybe instead of skipping, I should have said, you could turn down the volume. I don't know, and then turn it on later. Johnny Cat says, someone remind me, who made the deal to get out of Afghanistan and gave everything they wanted, including the release of 5,000 detained terrorists, and give Biden only 30 days? Yeah, who was that? I don't know. You got me. Yeah, that was Trump. And then and again, Trump releasing 5,000 of these fucking terrorists. Probably some of those terrorists were the ones that were responsible for the 13, from the suicide bombers that killed we had 13 service people killed. But it's just, that's typical Trump, right? It's like he gave them 5,000. He released 5,000 of their terrorists. And he didn't have to do that. He could have just said, "Fuck it, we're leaving. Fuck you." And same thing now with this stupid war in Iran. Spent $120 billion, $120 billion that could have gone to healthcare, to feeding the poor, to education, all kinds of things, homelessness. But instead, he spends $120 billion on a stupid, unnecessary war and gets nothing for it. He gets the Strait of Hormuz opened. It was already open. It's just, it's ridiculous. Wes Webb says his Medicare costs about $500 a month. Why does yours cost $500 a month? What kind of special service are you getting? Mine's $200. What makes you so special? Wes Webb says that lady in the utility truck was kind of entertaining. Did I skip something? I don't know who the lady in the utility truck was. Anna Moore says, we all need to rant from time to time, TJ. I find myself ranting about this loser president when he comes home from work. I apologize to him every time. Okay, I'm just skipping way down and kind of needle dropping in the chat here. I don't know what Wes Webb is talking about. Some song. I kind of skipped, so just because for time. So I don't know what that was about. But Wes was talking about some kind of song. It was violent. DPD says, has anyone ever in the chat ever traveled to Tokyo? They have a TUI subway and a Tokyo metro. The subways are immaculate. Yeah, keep them nice and clean. Why can't we do that in America? You go here and think everything's crappy and gross. You know? Why can't we, talk about a jobs program? Just fucking hire people to make everything shiny and clean, man. That might be a good jobs program. But no, we want to spend $120 billion on a stupid, unnecessary war and get people killed unnecessarily. Instead. Thank you, MAGA. Animor says you saved the day. Oh yeah, that was my big moment. I don't think I could do that today, though. I mean, I could try, but I'd probably get killed in the process. I'm not 30 anymore. I'm not 25 anymore. I'm not even 35 anymore. I was, a whole different being. Being a whole different being. Today, it's kind of funny. I'm saying, like, I got about a fraction of a second to react, but it's funny. In my mind, I'm probably able to do it, but in real life, it's probably like, So yeah, I would just end up probably being the first one slaughtered. Bethany Arbaugh's here. Hey, Bethany, good to see you. Thanks for coming on in. Thank you, Bethany. Good to see you. Good to see you. Just skipping down, guys. I'm kind of needle dropping. Mr. Spock says there is a proper way to dispatch a lobster before boiling it. Okay. Like I said, I do like me some lobster tail, a little steak and lobster, a little of that every now and then. Bethany says, Trucker John, some Dems need to be voted out. Example, Fetterman. Like I say, I think we need to go after changing red to blue, red to purple, purple to blue. I know Senate, it's not, that's a Senate, and different between House and Senate. I say in the primaries, when there's a primary, if the Pennsylvania can get a good candidate to primary his ass, then primary his ass. But when it comes down to the general elections, hold your nose and vote for whoever the Dem nominee is. That's all I got to say about that. So, in the primaries, fall in love with whoever the candidates are and vote for whomever your little heart tells you to vote for. But in the general, when it comes down to the general, then you better god darn vote for the Democratic nominee, even if it ends up being Fetterman again. Because Fetterman will still be better than any fucking Republican, I guarantee it. Any fucking Republican, John Fetterman will still be better than. Even Joe Manchin was better than a Republican. Even Kirsten Sinema was better than a Republican, even though she ended up changing parties and became an independent at the end there. She was still better than a Republican. So, but yeah, in the primaries, you find a good candidate, primary his ass. But if Fetterman still wins the nomination, then I hope to God those people in Pennsylvania will hold their nose and vote for the motherfucker, because he's still better than any fucking Republican on the planet. There's not a Republican anywhere on this planet that I would vote for over John Fetterman. But like I say, in the primary, knock yourself out. Vote for whomever you think you like in the primary. and you know, but when it comes to the general election, I think it's got to be vote blue no matter who. It's got to be all down ticket. You know, and I'm going to keep saying that. You guys might get. I've said this before. I'm going to keep saying that to the day I die. Roxanne says I've had several used cars. My first one was a Chrysler LeBaron. Didn't have shocks. I have had significant others that both had Chrysler LeBarons. Back in, what was that? What year were those? I think in the 90s, like a 95 or something. Oh no, wait. I think one was, no, maybe late 80s. I don't know. But they both were convertibles. It's funny. One was black and one was white. I went from one gal to the other gal, and one had a white LeBaron, the other one had a black LeBaron. And they were both convertibles, and both of those significant others were both from Ohio originally. You know, it's just funny, all these little coincidences and stuff. Okay, I'm skipping down. You guys were talking about raccoons again. Aaron West reminding us about the PayPal account. And then up there, yeah, we got the buy me a coffee. If you want to contribute and help the show that way, you can buy me a coffee. There's the link, and we also through PayPal. There's the PayPal link. Thank you, Aaron, for posting that. I do appreciate you. And I'm skipping down. I'm just going to sort of needle drop here. Jeff Curry says, tried lobster once. It don't taste like crawdad. We'll get you a good lobster tail and dip it in that butter. That's the way to do it. That's the way to do it. That's the only way to do it. Like DVD says, has anyone had lobster mac and cheese? I think I've had stuff like that where they put chopped up lobster in stuff, and it just doesn't do it for me. I want the lobster tail sizzling on the plate, and I can just take my fork, cut off a little piece of it, and dip it in the butter, the garlic butter, I guess it is, and eat it. That's how I like it. I don't like it chopped up and put in macaroni and cheese or put in a salad or any of that shit. That's not how you do it. You do it lobster tail dipped in that garlic butter. Hot, like not spicy hot, but temperature hot. Or at least, yeah, I think it's hot. Isn't it kind of hot? Or warmed up, that buttery, garlicky thing. That's how you do it. I don't really care for it like in a salad or in a thing like that. Roxanne, my LeBaron was an 87 hardtop. Yeah, what were the years of these ones that I knew from the gals? They were convertibles. I think, let's see, the first one it was from my wife, my then to be wife. Was that that might have been like an 88 or an 89? And then the other one might have been a little bit, it might have been the same year because they almost seemed like identical other than the color. And they were both turbocharged, and those turbochargers were shit. Because both of them went out. I think both of those cars, the turbochargers went out on them. Bethany says, I agree with vote blue no matter who, which I do. Well, I'm glad you do, Bethany. And I didn't mean to imply that you didn't. And I'm just saying, like, whenever we talk about we don't like Fetterman, we don't like this or that, I'm like, fine. In the primary is asked. But when it comes down to the general, that's when you got to vote for the party. Because there aren't any good Republicans. The Republican Party is pretty awful. We're seeing the results of voting for Republicans right now. We're seeing what happens. Westwood, money is not unlimited. When did I say money was unlimited? Where in this show or any time have I ever said that money is unlimited? I don't even know what you're talking about. I never said money was unlimited. So Aaron West says, I need to get in the shower. We have theater tickets this evening. Hope you all have a great weekend. Aaron West, get showered up and go get all dressed up and gussied up and go have a good time at the theater. You have a good time, Aaron. Thanks for being here. I appreciate you. And I am gonna. I do need to end the show here. Jeff Curry, I'll stick with Gator tacos. Probably just about any meat you put in a taco. If you make it, could be good. I guess. I guess a lobster taco that might be good, but still, I prefer my lobster tail dipped in that hot buttery garlic. That's how I like it. Just skipping down, David Dog says, I'm just like a raccoon, stay up all night, eat junk, dark circles around my eyes, and possibly rabid. That's funny. Wes Webb says, Gator tastes like chicken. How do we know it isn't chicken? Yeah, all that, it tastes like chicken. I think that's a bunch of bullshit, too. I don't think it tastes like chicken. I don't think I've ever had Gator. I remember as a truck driver, driving down in the South, along the Gulf Coast states especially, you'd see all these roadside places that would say like gator meat, fresh gator meat. And I always wanted to stop and get some, but I don't think I ever did. I don't think I ever did. Lug Dragon lobster tail with trucca sauce. Roxanne, pseudonyms are what we need to worry about. I think what we need to worry about is just is not voting for Republicans. I think we need to put most of our focus on just not voting for Republicans and make sure Republicans lose. We'll sort the pseudo-Dems out later or whatever, but let's just vote for Democrats. And where you live, you might not have an AOC or where you live, or a Bernie. And I don't care as long as they're a Democrat. And I know, I mean, of course, not a pseudo-Democrat, but they're not all going to be the most progressive. It depends on where you live, but still better than a Republican. David Dog says Chinese buffet has frog legs on it. I think I have seen frog legs. I forget if I ever tried frog legs. I might have. West Webb, I like lobster rolls, also shrimp rolls. I don't like lobster rolls. Like I said, lobster tail dipped in butter, garlic butter. That's it. That's the way I like it. I don't like. I think I've tried the lobster rolls. I don't like that, and I don't even know. I don't think I've ever had a shrimp roll. I like shrimp, just like barbecued shrimp and shit. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about? You know what I mean? West Webb says crab legs are amazing, but a lot of work. I've had crab legs. We used to go to a place called in the valley. And I don't know if that was a chain. What was it called? It was it Boston Crab Shop? Where they would bring you out, I think like a bucket of crab legs. And my then girlfriend, then to be wife, took me there for the first time. It was in the valley, in the San Fernando Valley, on Ventura Boulevard, I believe, and probably like Encino or something. I think it was called Boston Crab House or something like that. And I don't think I'd ever had crab legs before. This is when I was in my late 20s, and I liked them. Yeah, you had to get the thing, where you crack open the legs, and I remember eating I think a whole bucket worth. I don't know. But then ever since then, I haven't really. I've had them a few times. Sometimes at buffets, you go to Chinese buffets, and I'll get some crab legs. But yeah, they're kind of a lot of work. I'd rather just have other stuff that's easier, I guess. I don't think they're necessarily amazing, like Wes said, but they're good. Roxanne says, I get you, TJ. It's when we're stuck with them and they betray us. Like I said, I know, man. It's frustrating, but still better than a Republican being in there, because you can go from someone who votes with Democrats 98% of the time with a Democrat, even one that we think is betraying us, or at least 90% of the time. And then you get a Republican that will vote 0% of the time. So I'd rather have the 90 or 95%er than the 0%er. That's how I look at it. Notorious GRG 499. Howdy, Trucker John. Howdy, Notorious. Thank you so much. Yippee. Going out to Notorious GRG for that super chat. I do appreciate you for that. Bethany says, it's okay. I'm just saying some Dems are getting bad lately. However, we still need to vote blue. Yeah, I know. I get you. Yeah, we've got some that are very questionable, like this Golden guy. And again, I'm like, where was Jeffries? Why didn't he get a count before why did he even bring that up for a vote if he didn't have the votes? Unless that guy totally turncoated him like at the last second. And so we need to get a statement from Jeffries. Someone needs to ask him, did you go around and ask everyone how they were voting on that? Did this Jared Golden, did he tell you? He was, what was the deal on that? And I wonder, would Jeffries throw him under the bus like that, or what if Jared Golden had told Jeffries, yeah, I got you, I'm a yes, and then at the last second he voted no. I wonder if Jeffries would admit to that. I don't know. Who knows? But it's interesting. That's interesting to me. Like, did Jeffries ask him? Because he's the speaker. He's not the Speaker of the House, but he's the minority leader, Democratic leader of the House, right? And so it's up to him to go around, I think, and say, where are you on this? Do I have your vote? So I'd be interested to know how that went, if he did that. Notorious GRG is working and lurking. Thank you, Notorious, for being here. I appreciate you. All right, I got to go. I just got my phone just said down to 20% battery. So, and we're over 2 hours, 40 something minutes. So yeah, we got to end the show. Thanks guys. Thanks for putting up with me. Thanks for putting up with my mood swings and my ranting and my using of the C word and all that stuff. Thank you guys for that. I do appreciate you. And just real quick, a quick thank you to all the fan funding. That's how they worded on YouTube, fan funding. I'm just going to go down the list here. Aaron West, member for 24 months. Yippee to Aaron. Happy truck anniversary. If anyone wants to become a member, we have memberships as low as $1.99 a month. And that really goes a long way to help supporting the show. I think I've got, 70 or 80 members. So we can do that if you want. That helps support the show. $1.99. That's not too much. Wes Webb, 777. Super chat. Thank you, Wes. Damon Dog, $1.99 super chat. Thank you, Damon. Search for you with a $10 super chat. Thank you so much for the Sore Hip Fund. IB YouTubing, $2 super sticker. Thank you, IB YouTubing. And then DBD coming in with a $20 super chat. Thank you so much. Wants me to put that to the Acorns account. And I do have the Acorns app. I used to have money in there. I think I pulled it all out. So yeah, I need to get. And I also have Robinhood. I think for a while I was trying to figure out, because I had both of them going, and I was trying to figure out which one's better, Robinhood or Acorns. I guess they're about the same. But anyhow, thank you, DPD, for that. Notorious GRG, $4.99 super chat. Yippee to all y'alls. I do appreciate you for that. Thanks so much. Let me go back to the messages. DPD says Jaron Golden takes money from AIPAC. He's not running for re-election. Yeah, so I guess he didn't care. Yeah, what a piece of shit, though, that guy is. Jeff Curry says, I'll also take a hunk of raw hamburger. Okay, hope you don't get worms. Jolie says, I just think, sometimes I run my words together. I'm trying not to do that. Jolie said, I just thanked my cat for letting me live in her house. Yeah, it's her world. We just live in it, right? In the cat's world. Bethany says, no problem. We need a rant. Damon Dog says, y'all have a great day. Yeah, you too. Thank you for being here. See you guys on the next one, which should be Tuesday. We'll go on Tuesday, unless I do. I might do an impromptu tonight as I'm getting on the bus. You know, just for shits and giggles, maybe. So there's that. I could do the impromptus, but don't feel like if you're sleeping or whatever that you have to come on or whatever. Just if you happen to see me, just coming in and say hi, and you can see this some of the streets of Las Vegas and the bus and the people and whatever. So I might do an impromptu, probably around, I don't know, 1 or 1:30 in the morning, Pacific time or whatever. And so I'll probably do that. But then our next kind of sit down chat like we do here on these live streams will be at Tuesday at I've been saying 9 a.m. I don't know. I might make that kind of fluid. If I come home late again Monday or Tuesday morning, I might make that later in the day. So just keep an eye out for that. But sometime Tuesday, we'll come back on, do another live stream. Big Hook says, nap time before work, TJ. Yeah, I think I might take a little nap. I don't know. Oh, it's 2:00 already. Shit. I almost feel like I should just go right now. But because that way, if I left, let's say by 2:30, I could be there by 4:30. And today's a big day. We've got WrestleMania is in Vegas, and that's a big event. So it's kind of good to get out for those big events and get a lot of rides and stuff. But anyhow, guys, all right. I'll see you guys on the next one, either impromptus in the wee hours of the morning, the wee early hours of the morning, or on regular live stream time Tuesday, maybe 9 a.m., maybe later. I don't know. It just depends. But just hit that notification bell. Keep an eye out for me. Keep an eye out for me. Would you keep an eye out for me? I'd appreciate that if you'd do that, and I'd appreciate very much. I'd appreciate very much if you would hit that subscribe button. I'm pretty sure almost everyone here has, but I don't know, do whatever it is to help get the algorithm. Maybe more people will hit that subscribe button, and before you know it, we'll be at 5K Hennessy Day. 5K Hennessy Day. Yeah, let's do that. When we hit 5K, I'm going to hit that bottle of Hennessy. But in the meantime, thank you all so much for all your support and for being here and hanging out. Yeah, thanks everybody. I just want to say thanks so much. I'm not going to yell at you. I'm not going to be salty. I'm just feeling a little humble today. I don't know why, but I just want to say thanks everyone for being here. You guys are awesome. All right. You guys are awesome. Thanks for being here. Wow, Tough Cookie being kind of nice today. Maybe I should be the mean one today. You mother fathers. No. Yeah, I second the motion. Thanks for being here, guys. It's always good to have you. And thanks so much. There you go. Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate you. And we'll be back in on Tuesday. See you on Tuesday. Purple power. Let's turn red to purple. Red to purple. Vote out those Republicans. All right? Thanks. Oh, hey, what is that? Okay, guys, so all that's left to do really is the words of wisdom, and a very popular portion of the show. So if you want to write these down, get something to write with, a piece of paper, and write these words of wisdom. Today's words of wisdom. Okay, you ready? All right, so first of all, guys, just
Well, it's time to say goodbye. The show has come to an end. But don't be sad, no, don't you cry. We're all gonna come back and meet again. Have some fun times, hopefully not. nothing too bad. We might talk about war crimes. I talk about Baghdad. I doubt we'll talk about door chimes. But if we did, I'd be only too glad. So hostile of Easter, baby. The show is over, but could I ask you maybe to take a shower? No, that's not what I meant, but I couldn't think of anything to rhyme with over. Now my whole rhyming scheme is all screwed up. Oh shit, I should have stuck to truck driving, who I tried to kid. At least when I was out there driving, I could handle a skid. But doing this live stream, baby, has been a real kid. So I hope to see y'all again right here on the Trucker John live stream. We're gonna do it again and again, right here in the Trucker John live stream. Yeah, the Trucker John live stream. We're gonna come back and do it all again. No, this ain't no dream. This is where we win, right here on the Trucker John live stream. No, this time to say goodbye. The show is coming in. Don't be sad, no, don't you cry. We're all gonna come back and meet again. Rolling down the highway in my rusty old rig. I'm a retired trucker, but my spirit's still big. Living in Vegas, where the lights never sleep. Broadcasting my thoughts for the world to keep. From politics to pop culture, I've got it all. Sharing my views, no matter how big or small. Talking about food and movies and bugs, shining a light on all the social issues. No shrugs, I've driven through the desert, seen the city so bright. But now I'm living in a different kind of fight. From my apartment in Las Vegas, I hold the key, exploring the world through my live stream for free. In my apartment in Las Vegas, I hold the key, exploring the world through my live stream for free. So you want to take a trip down Paradise Road, but it ain't that pretty, it ain't paved with gold. Everybody's got the dirty little secrets, everybody's got some things unknown. But if you ain't real careful, baby, it'll cut you down to the bone. Under all those bright lights, you've gotta learn to ignore the glitter. It's all about fight or flight, and you don't wanna do either. you wish that you were young. But all it'll do is make you feel old and regret trading in your love for lust. It's all just a big charade. It's all just one big game, and it ain't about love. It's all about the thrills. It's about staying in the hunt. It's about going in for the kill. So head on down to Paradise Road. That's where your friends are now. They're the people that nobody knows. So go ahead and make your big show. So live it up on Paradise Road. Just don't let anyone know. It'll be your dirty little secret. It'll be your guilty little pleasure. Living a secret that the whole world sees, hiding in plain sight among the scum and the thieves. So damn hard to ever be pleased. Everyone wants to live the good life. Everybody wants a piece of paradise. But where would you run? Where would you hide? What would you do to buy a little more time? Grandiose dreams of happily ever after are really just another day's end. And when the sun goes down, you just lay there wondering, can you really do it all again? You're praying for one last shot. You're hoping for one last big win. Paradise Road is calling, so you better hurry along. Paradise Road is calling, so you better hurry along. Show's over. I'm out of here, folks. Bye.